Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. Oh man, what a week! What a week! Oh wow! I don't think I honestly don't think there's been a week quite like this. I mean, you really break it down. You break everything down, and a lot of things have come to pass this past week. I mean, a lot of things just have you literally. It's like universes colliding, man. Universes are literally colliding. It's absolutely nuts. I mean, I always thought that I think a lot of us have thought about this. I think a lot of us have actually said, the Master Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles could definitely come together in into a series. It would be really cool to see them because you actually look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they sort of resemble Master Universe in some regards when you think about it. And it's no surprise that that happened. After all, Mark Taylor, was actually one of the guys who helped to develop the TMNT uh, toy line for Playmates. So it's actually not really a surprise that they have big muscles. They have the squat. They literally are squat. The way their legs are. So it's not really that much of a surprise that it followed that archetype for Master Universe, and it really is just one of those things where you just dissect it a little bit and you realize these two properties could really come together in a big way. It took 40 years. It took 40 years to get that done, but finally, after 40 freaking years, we have this wonderful union of the Master Universe and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, it's one of these things where this could have gone completely wrong. I mean, I think I was watching Pixel Dan the other day, and he said it. He said like the Teenage Mutant Turtles have crossed over with almost every other toy line imaginable, right? And in a lot of ways, sometimes they shouldn't have done that. But I think this one, just by looking at the toys that they've already teased, this one's got legs. This one looks really fun. It's got shades of Dimension X. You know what I mean? Like it the reveals today were incredible. You know what I mean? The idea that you know the underlying storyline that they're starting the world building they're starting to put together is really exciting, and I'm super happy to find out more about this. The fact that the Technodrome explodes and sends everybody into a different dimension, a la Eternia. You know what I mean? And the Shredder was able to do something in order to create an ooze pit. There's so many things that are going on with this particular world, and I'm super excited about that. We're gonna get to that a little later in the show. I just wanted to, I was just taking a second and really recapping in my brain what actually happened this week, because this week was absolutely bonkers. I do have to apologize. Last week, I fully planned on going live last week, um, but I'm not gonna lie. I did a project with a few other um, content creators, and it kind of went sideways. And it gave me so much stress last week um, that I literally I had no energy. I had no energy left on the Friday after that exercise to continue. It drained. It was a draining exercise. It really drained the. I'm not going to say the excitement. That's not what that's definitely not what happened. But I was very. It was tough. It was tough because the people who were involved, everybody who was in the discussion are people who I think are very talented, and it was one of those difficult discussions to have because it's two sides of an opposing. I'm being ambiguous because it was one of those things where I was happy to be there for these guys. I really was. But at the same time, it was just one of those things where I was like, it really stressed me out. It really did stress me out. And I ended up just saying, you know what, I need a break. And that's actually what happened this last weekend. I just had to take I had to take some time because there was a lot of things going on in my life, right? And even now, there's still a lot of things going on in my life. But toys continue, toy news continues, and the love of Master Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all these wonderful properties that are coming together. They keep bringing us back. They keep bringing us back, and this is exactly what we need. We need to come back as a community and really, really thrive, and push past all of those things that are happening. I don't want to get too far into it, but I did want to say, just as a matter of things, there's so many things happening in the world, guys. There's so many things happening in the world which affect a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be affected by everything that's happening. And if you are one of those people, if you have somebody that you know is being affected by the events that are happening around the world, know that you're not alone. Know that no matter what happens, you have a community here who cares. Okay, and always know that the people around you are the ones that you need, to stick by, and they're going to help you, through the difficult times. Um, you're probably going to meet coworkers. You're probably going to meet family and friends. You're probably going to meet a lot of people who are going to, have the difficult time that they're going to have with the situations that are happening all over the world. And it's not wrong to reach out for help. It's not wrong to, you don't want to face this stuff alone, because it's hard enough dealing with it, uh, you know, just on a subconscious level, and watching the news and watching everything that's happening around you, listening to everything that's happening. You know, if you ever find yourself in that situation, and you find yourself, you're feeling trapped or anything like that, reach out. Reach out. Talk to somebody, call your best friends. Call your family, call your friends, and come together, right? Because there are other communities out there. This is a community that shares, and a community that cares, right? And yes, what we do here is an escape, and it's important because, as good friend of the channel, Matt Hatter, put it so eloquently, um, this is an important thing that people need to do, right? They need that escape. They need that relief, right? Toys help to do that, and the community around this can help to support that. Um, I know it sounds a little shallow sometimes, because we're a bunch of fans who, cherish these memories that we have. But at the same time, they really are therapeutical in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? You can really find a lot of joy in, what the nostalgia that these things bring. And it's not so much, um, the reason that we're here, but at the end of the day, it has to be acknowledged that there are some terrible things that happen in the world, and we all have to recognize that, and be stronger as a community, and not let these things affect us. If you know somebody who's suffering, though, and if you know somebody who's directly affected by these types of things, just be there for them, no matter what they need, no matter how if just be there for them. That's the biggest thing that you can do. You don't have to actually, do something directly. You can just be a shoulder to lean on, or just be there to support them, because there's a lot of crap happening right now. And my thoughts and prayers go to everybody who's been affected by this, because this is the time in our lives now that, yeah. And it's really weird, because I've gone through several different world changing events, in my life, and I think a lot of you guys have too, and we've always come out of it stronger. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, we as a people, we as a community, we as just human beings, we are stronger. And you know what? The more you do, and the more you support each other, the stronger we're going to become. And we're definitely going to get through this. Oz, what's going on, brother? How are I wasn't expecting this to. Okay, what's going on, Oz? How are
What's
you?
going on, guys? It's
Oz is in the dark.
Ostradamus Toys Dark Stream.
Ours is
This
in
is
the Oz is in the
my
dark.
my
Uh,
secondary studio outside.
what's up, brother? Good to see you. What's happening?
There was quite a bit of chat in the quite a bit of talk in the chat here, Jay. You know, if you ever put the call out for aid, you know, we're here for you, brother, as well. You know, we know how draining that could be with everything that's going on and how it affects people, and we've all got your back, brother. You know,
Yeah, this wasn't so much about me. You know that. Oz. I mean, always there's things that happen in my life, but that's this. I just there are things that are happening right now all across the world. That's not it's not cool. You know what I mean? And
nah,
and I don't want to speak about
scary
it
place.
directly. You know what I mean? But all I want to say, and I don't want to. I don't ever want to talk about one side or the other. You know what I mean? But what's important is that if you are affected by that, right, you need to reach out, right? And you need to make sure. And this community is so generous and so giving and so appreciative. So the reality is that if anybody here needs help or if anybody here is feeling alone, right? I just wanted to convey, my thoughts on that matter. But having said that, I'm glad you jumped on. You know what I mean? How are you doing, Oz? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm coming off of a night of multiple streams,
You don't say.
as I do. You know, we were doing Toy Frenzy last night. I knew tonight I was going to be on Off Worlds. Let's
Mm,
Go Off Worlds podcast. So I was auditioning to be a member of their off weeks on Off Worlds podcast. And then after that, I was hanging out with a punk with toys for a little bit, Lawrence. And I was just getting ready to wrap things up, go to bed. I got work in the morning, so I can't stay on too late. But I was like, you know what? I'm up. Mega J's going live, and you know, I'm gonna jump on here for a bit and chat with Mega J because
sure.
boy, what an exciting week we have had
Absolutely. Yeah.
in the toy community as a whole. Some
Has
things I
been
don't think we ever expected to see.
100%. It's been absolutely crazy. Lots of people in the chat. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Didn't want to make this into a downer, but I did want to just recognize that things are happening that are just changing, right? Everything's changing, and I just wanted to let everybody know that if you ever need someone to talk to, reach out to the community because the community is amazing. Um,
They are.
but yeah,
They
lots of
really
people talking about the topic for tonight. A lot of chatter about that. And you know what, you guys? There's a lot of things that are happening, and a lot of deadlines that are coming up. And that's exactly why we need to come together and talk about this a little bit. Do you have the hat? Do you have a race in this horse? Do you have a horse in this race, Oz? Or you're pretty much sitting on the sidelines for these right now?
sitting on the sidelines for the most part right now. You know, I got second convention of the year that I'm going to, Legions
Nice.
Con, coming up in November. So for a guy who's been out of the con community, I hit Maryland Toy Expo back in March with the amazing help from all the incredible individuals in and around this community, was able to make it out to PowerCon to meet so many amazing people. And now heading on my way to Legions Con, gonna be teaming up with Jesse and Sean. They're putting me in their hotel room, got my tickets, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So, like, I am putting everything on hold for the moment because that's the priority. Got to make it to Legions Con, and that's coming right before, of course, the biggest toy event of the year. And I don't care what anybody says, Christmas. We all know it's the biggest toy
Yeah,
event
well,
of
that
the
is
year.
definitely 100% the biggest toy event of the year. Absolutely, 100%. Lots of great people in the chat. Let's just say hi to a few of them really quickly. The chat's just booming. Oz. It's absolutely nuts. All the villains in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Walter Mintier. Good to see you. Figuratively speaking, is the house. What's going on, brother? Clint Jorgensen, Mr. Vice, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Antonio Reyes. What's going on, brother? Masterversal Toy Hunter Eldor is in the house. Ryan Lay. Good to see you, brother. Nolan. Always good to see you, Nolan. How you doing, guys? Andrew Davis. Who's in and who's out? You know, we're going to find out tonight, I think. That's definitely going to be one of the things that we're going to talk about. Jay Coombs, Chad Stewart, good to see you, brother. Rhea Black is in the house. Always good to see you, Rhea. Eric Valdez. Aquarius, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Silver K, smack that like button. Always good to see Silver K in the house. Thanks, Silver K. Mike Fee, good, my friend. Always good to see you, too. I'm a ninja, bro. Okay, good. All the way from South Africa. Great to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping by. You're amazing. Natural Name Marvel's in the house. EC Collecting. What's going on, EC? How are you doing tonight? Toy Geekosaurus is in the house. Jamie Sanders. Always good to see Jamie. Todd C. John Brooks, all the way from the Philippines. Our Irish connection. What's going on, John? How you doing tonight? Let's see. Frankie Rivera's in the house. Some dude named Ozdramandus Toys. Always good.
Watch out for that guy. He's always hanging around, lurking in these chats. He's one shady mother.
No, he is one shady brawl. Psycho Dad. Hey Jay, don't like the mashups, but I do like the clashes between the worlds. Would like to see Motu versus Thundercats Avengers JLA. Well, you know those comics already exist, so you should definitely check those out. But a toy line would be most welcome. Cypher George is in the house. Mike Fee again. Jay Oatsby, yes, it is pretty rad. I'm absolutely 100%. Cypher George again, good to see you, brother. Anybody else? Holonet 1, Cobra Mothership costs more than the Haslab Ghost with the $100 shipping. Abso-freaking-lutely, my friend. It's absolutely crazy. Toy Connections, what's going on, Ken? Good to see you, brother. Obi-Wan, good to see you, dude. Long time. Justin Mohan, Super Mario Wonder is amazing. What's that? I don't know. Is that
new Super Mario game that dropped?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I am not a gamer anymore, man. I freely admit that. Old IC guy, hey Jay, just popping in for a bit. Need to chill. How's it going? Good to see you, brother. We're doing well. A little bit of serious talk at the beginning, but we're getting right back into it now. Todd C is in the house. Well, we don't need a B. No, we do not. Mike Fee. Yeah, things are getting better, bro. Things are getting better.
Good.
Andrew Davis again. Come pick me up, Oz. I'm trolling you, and you can come too, Ken. Always good to see Andrew. Really great to meet Andrew at PowerCon. It was a wonderful experience.
It was a lot of fun, man.
And I think we're getting closer to it. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, here we go. Terrence St. John, we got each other. We are all stronger together. Yes, my brother. We are 100% stronger together. It's been hard seeing Hatter go through all the stuff as an example. Yeah, you know what? He did a great video, and it's hard for a lot of people, but we're gonna get through this, guys. We're gonna get through this. Palpatine 1975. Greetings, Lord J and Lord Oz. Have you embraced the dark side? You know what? We're not. We're looking for some levity today. But we are always two sides of the same coin. My Lord Palpatine. All about the villains. Community equals puzzle pieces. Can't make the whole picks without the pieces. This is true.
So true.
This is true. Bloodsport 1, good to see you. Fran, Captain America. Who else is around here that we haven't said hi to? Ian 2800, good to see you, Ian. How you doing tonight? The Finland attorney, Oregon IRL, always good to see the attorney. Walterman's here. Everett Miller, good to see you guys. No chewing. No chewing. What's up?
Chewing.
No chewing, man. No chewing.
No chewy.
I know, but there are chewies everywhere. We like chewy. Helian Dread, good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Sci-Fi and Toy Fan, always good to see you. Jay Oatsby, Omar V, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Wow, guys, thanks for being here tonight. Everybody's here just chilling out. Andrew Davis once again. Man, I don't think that's gonna stop. Oh, we did. Okay. Antonio Reyes, King Panther. Always, it was great to meet Noel at PowerCon too. The mission to save Giant Man, he must fund. You're awesome, Mega J. Love and support you from Chicago. Always great to see Noel in the chat. Thank you, King Panther. I'm Bat Aran. What's going on? All the way from Argentina. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here tonight.
Love seeing that.
Terrence St. John, I backed the Street Humans, but I feel like say $60 is a small drop in a $130,000 fund goal. But you know what, brother? It is important, and that's what really matters. So
Right.
huge thanks to you, Terrence. 100%. EC Collecting, I backed the Street Humans as well and feel the same way. You know what, guys? Every little bit counts. Don't feel that you're not contributing because you are. Walter Mintier, anyone else bummed about no attack track? I am a little upset. I am a little bummed. And you know what? There are going to be a lot of people who are going to say it's rigged. It's rigged. It wasn't rigged, unfortunately.
We had a good talk about that on Toy Frenzy, and one thing that I definitely recognized and tried to point out is, for as many people as voted for the attack track, you got to remember they gave us a choice of 2, right? So people often voted for what they most wanted, whether it was the attack track, whether it was Doom Tower, whether it was this, but just about every single person would say the same thing. I really want to see such and such, so I voted for that and the Snake Layer.
Mm-hmm.
And then what ended up happening was Snake Layer won because everybody who was like, I want to vote Fright Zone, I want to vote Doom Tower, and Snake Layer. And I think that's really how that got so far ahead of all these other fan favorites.
Yep. I think you're onto something, brother. I think you're on something else. Yeah, for sure. Walter Mintier, yeah. Where's the second vote? Attack track was 2 in 1. I hear you, but no matter what, you were allowed to vote for 2. So the thing is, people tended to vote for something, and a lot of people ended up voting for the Snake Lair. So that is just the reality we have to deal with, unfortunately. All right, Oz. I know that you don't have too much time tonight, so let's go ahead and get started on what we are here to talk about.
That's right. Let's get into
this. Guys, oh my gosh. We are down to the wire, Oz. We are down to the wire. Let's find out.
Needs you.
And Hank Pym needs everybody. All right, hitting refresh. Guys, we are down to the wire. Hank Pym, the Giant Man, only has 2 days, 22 hours. Oh, man, we almost had a perfect 2:22:22.
Right.
We'll come back. We'll come back in about
we'll refresh in a bit.
In 6 minutes. We'll come back in 6 minutes, and
there we go. I'll keep an eye on it.
2 days, 22 hours, and 28 minutes. We are at only 6,815 backers, which is a far cry still from the 10,000 backer goal. Now, Oz, there have been a lot of people, a lot of speculation on this. What are your thoughts? Does this have a prayer in finishing strong, or do you think this one might be going the way of the Engine of Vengeance? What are your thoughts, Oz? What do you think?
Jay, we've sat on a number of these now. We kind of know what the pattern is. We're going to see a big spike next 24 hours.
We could see that,
yeah. We're going to see a big spike. I feel that this one will meet the goal, but I do not feel that this one will meet the stretch tiers.
See, there's the key. And you know what? I have a funny feeling we like, depending on what happens, because traditionally, Brian Brink, Geek Dead Life, if you guys ever want to check the charts for Haslabs, traditionally, there's a huge spike first at the beginning, which was true. Yep. It was there. Then there's the plateau. It literally goes flatline for almost a month. Right?
Yep.
Almost a month. And then right at the end, boom, it literally shoots right back up. So, but is that enough to make up close to 3,000, a little over 3,000 backers at this stage, right? That is the general question. But I think Oz has something. I think Oz is onto something. I have a sneaking suspicion that no matter what happens, I think Giant Man will be backed. I think Giant Man as a property.
Yes.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I don't know who Giant Man is." Yeah, but there are a lot of people who do, right? So I actually have a lot of faith that Giant Man himself will probably be backed. But
I agree.
I am not so sure about these two. I'm not really sure. There might be enough wind in the sails to get zombie swappable faces.
Maybe
I am very skeptical about the actual swappable head for the
the scroll.
scroll. Yeah, I'm very. I just it's hard to see at this stage. It's very very hard to see.
I'm really inclined to agree with you on that, Jay. Like there is a slim chance I think we'll see the zombie. But when it comes down to the scroll head, I just don't think we're going to have enough to cut it here. And, it's funny because we had talked back when this was announced about what we think we would have needed to see to really make this a hit. One of those things that we said was like, again, some 6-inch characters to go with it. One of which, of course, we wanted like a yellow jacket, which makes sense. But the other one was Janet Van Dyne. We wanted to see
Well,
Wasp.
and we're gonna talk about that in a second for sure.
Okay.
100%. And a lot of people are chiming in on this. Helium Dread says the Shredder Mutagen slime pit is awesome. I wonder if they would make a Motu style turtle van or turtleized wind breeder. We're gonna circle back to that, Helium Dread, because yeah, I have my thoughts on that as well. Great question, always from Helium Dread. This is why we don't have ranked voting or anything. Again, that's debatable. But there's always going to be the controversy that this was already pre-planned for the Snake Lair. I mean, that's always going to be in the back of everybody's head. I mean, that it does happen, right? But this is, this was the year of the Snake Man. So many Snake Men came out this year, and topping it off with Lady Slither, and now these
we're still climbing.
Yeah, the exclusives that are coming to Walmart and Target, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Terrence St. John, I think that a campaign like Legendary had 15 figures and took like 575 all in, and I did go for that because of FOMO. I hear you, brother. But realistically, it still needed to hit X number of dollars to actually get backed, right? But
Yep.
I'm glad that Legendary is doing well. And let's hope that all the Kickstarter projects will eventually hit their goals. Walter Mintier, good to see you, brother. No worries on that. All about the villains. I went to Doom Tower and and Hordak Tank. Yeah, absolutely. What were your picks, Oz?
I'm a snake person, so I went Snake Lair. Wanted to see that, and my secondary vote was to go in on the Fright Zone. I thought it was BS that the Fright Zone was Fright Zone kind of locked behind a fan vote kind of made me mad because they said they were doing all the vintage on Origins and it was going to be like Mattel Creations. So I kind of felt like putting the vintage Fright Zone in a fan vote was kind of a cop out. But I had to vote that way because Fright Zone was my favorite playset as a kid. It felt to me like it had the most play features with the puppet, the jail, the tree, the little rock trap on the ground. Like it was packed full of play features for what it was. And that was the way I voted on that one. I wanted a Snake Lair because I really, really enjoyed that. I enjoy the concepts that they brought over from the tree house or that tree kind of wall hanging play set that they never put out that Axel was like taking cues from when he designed this originally back in the days of classics. So like I definitely wanted to see the Snake Lair be in this vote, and I'm glad it won. I know I'm not one of the majority here that it seems like everybody's so mad that won over the attack track. I get it. But I wanted a Snake Lair. I just don't feel that maybe the attack track and the crawler, the command crawler for Horde, if those have electronics in it, I felt maybe those were more deserving of a crowdfund after such things as like the Hiss tank. But I felt like Snake Lair just looks like, again, it's like kind of like Snake Mountain-esque size and everything like that. I don't feel that needed to be a crowdfund project since we already got Grayskull and Snake Mountain at retail. Vintage Fright Zone, same deal. I don't think it needs to be a crowdfund project. And honestly, with the way Mattel's been going with their crowdfund projects, there is not a whole lot of hope that this thing's going to pull through. I mean, Eternia was a big
I,
success.
I think it really depends on the price. I mean, like when you think about it, the Jurassic Park
Gonna be
Gates was priced
nice.
well. The Jurassic Park Gates was actually priced very, very well. The problem is they just the offerings were terrible.
Well,
It's just-
again, that's where where does that 250 come from? Because there wasn't that much new tooling
no,
involved.
but that's no, but there was like the the
The
roll up
electronics
activation,
and
the
stuff.
electronics, the fact that the everything
I get
opened, all this crazy stuff, right? But then the stretch goals were mismatched. Thematically they didn't work. A brand new
right.
T Rex who was actually paywalled. It upset people more than it did actually encourage people, and I think that
It wasn't
that's
even brand new. It was the same mold that's already out. It was just a different paint scheme, as like it was painted
no.
up like one of the
They
ones
had
from Wasp.
they had a brand new head, new feet.
Was it a head? Okay.
Yeah, they had the brand new head, the new feet, more accurate to the movie. People have been asking for for that one, in
All right, I'll give it that then.
in many ways, right? They were looking for Buck, but at the end of the day, the whole theme of it just didn't catch people's imaginations. I think that was the
No.
problem, and that's the danger that we run with the Snake Lair, because there are a lot of people who are saying this should go to retail. And you know what? A lot of people can see that. I mean, after all, we already have Snake Mountain at retail, and
Right?
that's the other problem. It can confuse a market too, right? Because if you have Snake Mountain, now you have the Snake Lair. A lot of people are just going to be like, what the heck's going on,
What do
right?
I need two for, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Roma Artex, good to see you, my friend, all the way from Mexico City. Good to see you, brother. How you doing tonight? All about the villains. They're probably going to make 4 of them just in order of votes. You know what? It's possible. They, the slime pit. It's sort of, we already got some ideas here now, right? I mean, like
Yeah,
it's
uh-huh.
things are
Yeah.
things are starting to move, right? Things are starting to move for sure. But the fact that the Horde playset didn't get voted in, that gives us hope that actually will become a retail release. Terrence A. John, the Wasp figure is a little too is a little too little, pun intended, no pun, too late. You know what? It might be a little too late, but we're going to talk about that for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Rolando Flores, good to see you. EC Collecting. Jeff
Mondo.
Morris is in the house. Good to see you,
Yeah.
brother. Big last
So
day
many
push.
legends.
Yeah, that's the hope. That is the hope. All about villains. If it can get to 7.5K, 8K by the 48-hour mark, it will fund. Yes, 100%. But we're gonna see. I actually have no doubt this is gonna fund. The price is right. The price is right on Giant Man. Everything about this actually should have been a safe bet. But
Right.
you know what? It's just one of those things where a lot of toy tubers were like, you should wait, find out if they're going to offer something. It was really weird. But the romance. I think the romance with Marvel is has because they were batting 1,000 for a while, right? They were
They
batting a
were.
thousand for a while, and I think they that sort of got to their heads a little bit, and they thought they could actually do something with the Engine of Vengeance, and thematically it just did not work.
I think there's a couple of factors in with why we're seeing where Giant Man's at. First off, we're talking classic Giant Man, right? Now this was the year, what, 60th anniversary for the Avengers, and they went through and released just about all of those at retail, with the exception of Giant Man, of course, and this was their plan. They wanted to do this crowdfund, and I totally get it. We have seen a pattern with them redoing a lot of the original Toy Biz era Marvel Legends build-a-figures now as these crowdfund projects. Like we had Sentinel, we had Galactus, and Giant Man. These were in a little bit out of order, but the first 3 build-a-figs for Marvel Legends way back in the Toy Biz days. So, well, actually, I think Apocalypse came before Giant Man, but it's really here nor there, really. But they timed this one specifically to go with these retro Avengers that we saw, and it's one of those things for the people who are collecting that, for people who are a fan of the retro Avengers style, right? Like, this was definitely the surefire way to go. Put it out this year when you're releasing the rest of the retro Avengers. Just makes sense. But I think the other part that comes into play here is, and I've seen it across multiple different streams, there's a bit of crowdfund fatigue right now too, where you've got one crowdfund after another crowdfund after another crowdfund, and they're all pulling from the same groups, like with small niche corners here and there where you got Marvel fans who maybe aren't into Star Wars. You've got some Star Wars fans who maybe aren't into Marvel, or, coming right off the heels of Super7's, Cat's Lair. And, when we see the succession of crowdfund after crowdfund after crowdfund after crowdfund, you start to get that fatigue. And I think it's really setting in with a lot of us, because let's look at it in the past 2-3 years. How many of these crowdfund projects do we keep seeing surface? Like, it's literally back to back.
We missed the 2/22/22, but that's okay.
Ah, shit.
That's all right. Anyway, it's fine. And I do agree. I do agree with you, Oz. And we just caught a glimpse of that. But it's not like it hasn't happened before, and this actually leads credence to what you're saying. We had the Sky Striker alongside with the Proton Pack, alongside with the Rancor. You know what I mean? Like, those projects literally cannibalized each other's markets, and they all suffered for it, right? One of them had to die in order for the other two to survive, right? And that was the Rancor. Literally went off the deep end, and those people who couldn't get the Rancor, they jumped back onto to the Sky Striker, right?
Yeah, they all jumped in on Sky Striker for sure.
I was saying multiple times that, they're cannibalizing their own market. In many ways, they're cannibalizing their own market because, we all collect multiple lines. That's just something. All about the villains. Yeah, we did miss the 2/22/22, but anyway, it's okay. Lab Rat, what if we get both votes? They haven't really given us any info. No, they're not gonna give us both. not in the first round anyway. That's not gonna happen.
It's gonna be tiered. I feel like we're gonna get one this year, maybe one next year. If they still got momentum going into 2026, maybe the following year. I think we'll see something.
It's absolutely. I believe so to a certain degree as well. All about the villains says, send a few of my votes YOA so I can get to 50 total. Yeah, guys, definitely check out All About the Villains. Check out his channel.
Yeah,
for sure. Helian Dread, the Shredder Mutagen Slime Pit is awesome. I wonder if they would try to make a Motu style Turtle Van or Turtleized Wind Raider. That would be cool. That would definitely be cool.
I'm down for it.
I already read that one. Venom Attorney, we need a Crystal Castle. That's why it wasn't in Motu. Vote is beyond me. Well, you know what? It's tough because the what's it called? Even though Princess of Power even though She-Ra has shown up in Origins, they haven't supported it well. Like, they're like, she's the only one. Like, I think in Masterverse, Catra is there now. Same thing with Shadow Weaver, but and of course Hordak. But I think that's it. I don't think that there are any other Princess of Power tie-ins at this stage. So it's hard.
The Grizzlor that came out in Masterverse is also Princess of Power styled from the Filmation, but
it is, but it's not. It's still Master of the Universe, right? Like,
the one in Masterverse is Princess of Power, but the one in Origins was straight vintage Grizzlor.
I hear you, but they're still remember, they were never released. The Horde was never released under the POP line, right? Never. The Horde was always released as Master Universe, right? Even though the crossover was with the television series, that's actually how that ended up. It's really weird.
Well, right? Again, that's what I'm saying about the Masterverse one. The Grizzlor that came out in Masterverse was released under the Princess of Power banner. Like, it's under that subline in Masterverse.
It's technically not, though. It doesn't.
That's what they stamped on the box for this one, and that's why he looks. Yeah, he looks more like the Filmation design than the one that we had released for Origins. If you look at him, and he's got the Princess of Power marker on the box. So you got Hordak, Grizzlor, Shadow Weaver, Frosta, and She-Ra are in Masterverse, all under Princess of Power banner. And then when it comes to Origins, of course, they were just released on the vintage cards as they were originally released in the series, with the exception of, again, She-Ra was released on an Origins vintage card versus her Princess of Power card that she had come out with when she got her own toy line. But a big part of that has to do with those, again, do we have the rights to make this versus this based off of the year? Allison actually has a really good breakdown of that. Allison Troy, when it comes to the breakdowns of who's got the rights on what with that now, and a lot of it's still tied up with DreamWorks even, which makes it difficult. Yeah,
you know, you are 100% correct. They are under the Princess of Banner banner, but only under Masterverse, right?
Only under Masterverse. Origins,
yeah.
he's still straight up, you know, I mean, he was Mattel Creations exclusive, but he was straight up original vintage card Origins, you know, straight up Masters Universe, which is how it should be, because that was what they were going for.
Yeah, and that's why Origins continues to go along that tier. I guess we will see, but having said that, a Crystal Castle just doesn't seem like it's possible yet, because we haven't even gotten a Masterverse Castle Grayskull or a Masterverse Snake Mountain. You know, those would have to come out first before the Princess of Power line, right?
I have a feeling we're going to see something like that with the anniversary of She-Ra coming.
We might.
You know, but that's still way ahead of us right now.
It is actually all about the villains. When I was a kid, I learned about Giant Man first before Ant-Man. That doesn't surprise me. That's actually how it actually would chronology work. The final attorney IRL, it's not going to make it. That's a bold statement, my friend. I think Hasbro hits its limit, and watch as they try to bring down tooling and prices figures going forward. That is an interesting comment. I don't know. I still think that there's plenty of time. Just a little over 2 days left, close to 3 days, because this, you know, we're talking about a full day here. At the price is right, $200 for a Giant Man right now. A Giant Man, a Toy Biz Giant Man is about $250. So, you know, so,
and he's smaller.
So, you know, it to me, I think he's definitely going to fund, but I don't think we're going to get any of those stretch goals. I really don't think so.
No, I don't. The stretch goals are unlikely at this point. Yeah. Like I said, we've seen plenty of these. We've gone over these a lot, and it just seems very unlikely we'll hit Skrull Head.
It is tough to say. Todd C, it'll be backed. For those who get it, will enjoy it. Yes, and I totally agree with that. Palpatine, Lord Palpatine. I'm guessing the international backers will be included the last day of the Giant Man. We may see a surge on the last day. This is true. I think that's actually what happens a lot of times. They actually just dump a lot of the numbers on the very last day. So anything's possible at this stage. You just never know. Don't hold your breath is what I'm trying to say. Todd C, the lessons for Hasbro to learn is that the haters would hate no matter what. They should keep the figures for the folks who back it. But this was supposed to be a safe bet. I think what they were hoping for here, guys, was to actually come out of this strong and, you know, bounce back from the I'm just going to say it, the disaster that was the Haslab Vengeance.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
That was a rough one.
Lab Rat, if we get both votes, they haven't really given us any info. Like, again, I think we read that one already. Yeah, it's tough to say. It really is. Let's see here. Walterman's here. We need more vehicles. Ram Man, Battle Ram, please. Yes. You know what? We definitely need to get the complete Battle Ram, 100%. Attack Track. Yes. Again. You're preaching to the choir here, brother. You really
where's the rest of my Battle Ram?
You know, Mr. Bataran, Giant Man is a lot of plastic without history. Whoa, what are you talking about?
Hey, we're talking founding member of Avengers here.
What are you talking about?
Ant-Man was one of the founding members.
Oh my God, that
Giant Man didn't make his appearance until a little bit later, but Ant-Man was one of the founding members. Ant-Man and Wasp,
100%. And we're talking about Hank Pym here. We're not talking about. We're not talking about
Scott.
Scott. Yeah, we're not talking about Scott Lang. We're talking about Hank Pym. And Oz is right. The founding member alongside the Wasp of the Avengers. There's a lot of history there, Mr. Bataran. I'm guessing you're talking about the movies, And by that notion, I
Sure.
get it. There are a lot of people who are just coming in this as a movie fan, right? But if you're talking about comics, no way.
Yeah,
Hank Pym
no.
is storied. He has a
Right.
storied history with
You
wow.
got
Yeah.
you
So
got Thor, you got Iron Man. Captain America was not a founding Avenger.
that's funny how that works.
Ant-Man, Wasp,
Yep.
Hulk came
Working.
together to fight Loki in the original comics. These were all individual heroes who were not succeeding at market. And they were like, all right, let's throw them in a book together and see how this does. And it hit. It hit a stride. The super team hit a stride.
Harry O says too many too often. That's exactly what
That's
Oz
it.
is saying. Oz is saying very much the
Fatigue.
same thing. There's a lot of fatigue going around. All about the villains. If this funds, they can all do so many other figures with the mold: Goliath, Giant Deadpool, Giant, and any Giant figure. Since they now have a mold for a 24-inch that can do it at a lower price. This is not untrue. There are a lot of opportunities for
Yeah,
this, but tooling
I'd
doesn't
love to
exactly
see a
work that way.
Goliath figure.
Yeah. Tooling doesn't exactly work that way. There's a lot of things involved, but I know where you're coming from, brother. So
Yeah.
the possibilities are there 100%. Sci-Fi George, what's going on, brother? I do want to fund, but I'm really interested in seeing how much they entice us with the last 48 hours. Honestly, I'm gonna put it out there right now. I don't think they're gonna give us anything else. I
No, you're not
honestly
getting
don't.
any extras at
Like
this
anybody
point.
holding out for the last minute, not gonna happen. There's not gonna happen. And you know what really reinforces that? Yeah, guys, if they were going to give
Wasp.
us anything, if they were going to give us anything, it was going to be, it
Vintage
was going to
Wasp.
be Janet Van Dyne. Janet Van Dyne was going to be the Hail Mary for anything along that line, and she's not. She's not coming. She's not going to be
Not with
included.
Giant Man.
Not with Giant Man. No freaking way. They
So
just announced her on Marvel Legends, right? For Hasbro Pulse. Here
yeah,
she is. This is the first look at Jeanette Van Dyne.
yeah,
And you know what? She looks about as good as you can expect
yeah,
from that
yeah.
classic era of figures,
I
right?
agree.
So
Yeah,
she looks awesome. She looks amazing. Um,
absolutely.
you know,
And
uh, and she's not going to be the Hail Mary. It's not going to
no,
happen. We know that now for a fact, right? So,
the
uh,
mistake here, I think, was that again, she's being sold separately. She's not included with Giant Man. If they the idea of putting her out being like, look, guys, we are going to give you Wasp. You're going to have her to round out your classic Avengers set, your retro Avengers. So back Giant Man, like they put her out to kind of entice people, be like, oh, well, now I need to get Giant Man so I can get Wasp. Like I want to have the complete set. Here's Wasp. Now I want to get back Giant Man. So like they kind of put her out, even though she's her own separate thing, to entice people to be like, well, now I really want to fund Giant Man, so I get this. The only problem is, again, when you set it at a separate retail thing, it's still kind of that detractor. Like, well, but we had discussed even early on with this. Should she have been behind a paywall? Behind this crowdfund? And we had said, yeah, because she would boost the sales. She would have definitely helped Giant Man along his way. This last minute Hail Mary, like, hey guys, you're going to get Wasp, but it's not a part of Giant Man. It still has people who are sitting on the fence, kind of like, well, do I back it or do I not? I'm hoping we see everybody fall over to the other side and this succeed in the next 48 hours.
Joe C, is Oz under a tent made from bed sheets?
Yes, and I have my glow in the dark action figures under here to light my face.
That's a good one. Yes, Origins did have Grizzlor, but again, those are being released under the Master Universe.
Yeah, those are
We
all under Masters Universe.
we established that earlier. All about the figures. I sent you screenshots 222. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. It's
Yes.
not 100% necessary, but yeah, we'll take a look at that a little later.
We'll pull it up.
That's always a lot of fun. Fellow attorney, it's true, and she was more Princess of Power accurate with the original figure. This is true. Yes, this is true.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thumbs up for me. I really do appreciate when you guys.
Everybody hit that like.
Real Talk Sippy, how many are buying Giant Man? Not because they want it for the future, option if they want it. There's a lot of people who are going to do that, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
people who are definitely going to make that consideration. As a matter of fact, Grabber Orange actually made a point. You are not calculating those that back multiples who will back out due to not reaching all the tiers. I think there are a lot of far fewer of those people who are in it for the long run.
For this one, yes.
You're probably going to see a lot of
this
people.
one, yes.
You're probably going to see a few people who do that, but I really don't see them as
It's not going to be like with Galactus. You know, you had those additional figures that were put in, right? So, like, if for some reason Galactus wasn't going to hit, and you weren't going to hit all those tiers, you'll start seeing people who bought those multiples start to back out. But for this one, because the offerings are so few as far as stretch tiers, with this one, I feel that people who are buying multiples are going to keep their multiples regardless, because they'll just try to offload it on the back end.
I tend to think so too. I don't like the tiers are weak, and I think that anyone who's going to back this double is thinking the same thing. They don't like they're just looking to resell these things as Giant Mans, because the tiers are just weak. They really are.
Yeah,
I said
you called that from day one, Jay. You said these tiers are weak. You put out that whole video about it, and I completely agreed with you from the start. As far as stretch tiers go, these were the weakest options we've seen.
It's crazy. Todd C. There's a lesson for Hasbro to learn here that haters would hate no matter what. They should keep the figures and the folks who backed it. I think we read that already, but you're right. You are right. Sci-Fi George. I do want it to fund, but I'm really interested in seeing how much they try to entice us. Again, we read that one too, but I don't think it's no longer. It's not going to happen. No, they're not going to give us anything else. They are not.
No, we're not getting anything more out of this.
Ian 2800. Real talk. Is there anything more to say about this particular offering? There's a target for the general audience, as it seems Giant Man has missed it. I think you have to be a fan. Because it's pretty obvious just by some of the comments that have been floating around right now. People don't recognize Giant Man. They don't know who this guy is, right? He everyone's already got a Scotland Giant Man Build-A-Figure, right? They already got it.
Yep.
Right,
got him a little while ago.
So if you were into the movie versions, then there he is, right?
He's
nowhere near the size of this Giant Man, but he'll do for your collection,
right?
Having said that, this one in particular, this one appeals to a very, very specific comic book fandom, right? And the price was made to reflect that, right? Yep. Because they knew that this was going to be a safe bet. They knew how many people love the comic book versions, and if you are a true Avengers fan who knows the history of Avengers, like Oz and myself, you know who these two are. You know who the Wasp is. You know who Giant Man is, right? And these characters will excite certain people, right, to actually back this project, and that's actually where that comes from. Would this happen? Did they miss the target? I don't think so. What I think is happening here in a lot of ways is what Oz said. I think that Oz mentioned that there's a lot of fatigue going around. We literally just spent $810 on a freaking Cat's Lair. Okay, you spent $810 on Cat's Lair. You spent almost $350 on a Dragonfly, literally months ago, right? Do people still have money for this freaking Giant Man?
Well,
I think that's
don't forget here. Ghost as well, right there too.
The Ghost, yeah.
We're oversaturating the market on these crowdfunds.
Sci-Fi George has a point here too. It's not all the different crowdfunds popping up, but also the pre-orders are having 1 to 2 months early, all at the same freaking time. Yeah, our wallets are stretched thin, Oz. Our wallets are absolutely to the point of breaking. This is just absolutely bonkers.
My wallet's been crying since February.
Our wallets hate us, man. Our wallets hate us. And Beltran, I mentioned before, Giant Man is D-list hero. What the hell? It's a payday for people, and no one is rushing for this one. Text Green Game over. You know what, Beltran? Again, if you don't know who this guy is, then you were obviously not into the comics as much as some people are. But to say that he's a D-list hero, that is absolutely not true. That is 100% no way. Like we're talking about Hank Pym here.
Right. The whole history of the Avengers was a group of D-list books that weren't selling. They put them together, and it made gangbusters immediately. So, like, unless you're talking pre-Avengers Hank Pym, Giant Man has been an A-lister from the start. Like I said, he may have been a couple issues after Ant-Man, but he wasn't that far off. D-list, ooh.
Yeah, that's just that's just a statement from someone who's watched the movies, and I get that. I wonder.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, but if you follow the comics, you know exactly who. Well, as far-reaching as a lot of people who are into comics, you would understand who Hank Pym really is. Nolan says Frosta. Yes, I forgot to mention Frosta. But again, we were just banging out names. So I wasn't really.
Yeah,
but again, even if I throw Frosta in there, what is that? 4 characters, 6 characters, maybe. I think that's it.
Yeah, it hasn't been much. We haven't seen a whole lot yet.
Yes, Oz is 100% under the sheets.
Totally.
100%. Let's see here. Rotax
next week.
I read that already. Let's see here. Mike V. Shield created the Avengers. Laughing my ass off. Just kidding. It was Wasp, Ant-Man, Hulk, Iron Man.
There you go.
Correct.
There you go.
Todd C. Pym created Ultron and taught the readers that there's consequences for slapping your wife.
Damn. Okay.
Yep. In some versions, he actually did something even worse. So yeah, Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, they have a toxic relationship in a lot of ways. All about the
Ultimate series.
It's crazy, but the same thing with Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Again, all about the villains. They will most likely do is announce Yellow Jacket as a future release. Well, I mean, they just announced Janet, so she, it's not outside the realm.
Yeah.
Chris Allen. If I wasn't paying off cats there, I would have got. There you go. That's exactly our point. Exactly.
Fatigue.
Oh, Walter, that's dark. Oh, dude, what the hell, man? That is
Whoa.
That's dark, dude. What the hell? Ooh, what are you talking about? That is just dark, man. I don't even want to think about that. That is just dark. Chad Stewart, as a tier, they could have done the disc of Pym the disc of Pym particles. That would have been something cool. You know,
that seems like an easy shoe-in with this, right?
Yeah, that would have been neat. Ashman 55. I'm sorry, Jay. I have tried multiple Ross stores for multiple days, but I've not found you a Cosmos yet, dude. Thank you so much. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, if anybody gets lucky, check your Rosses. Cosmos is out there somewhere. People have been lucky. Yes, all the villains. Cosmos has shown up at Ross. So
he's like $5 too. He's like real cheap for a Transformer, and he's one of the hardest to find. So
absolutely. And if anybody actually finds the shuttle for Velocitron, definitely pick that one up. It's definitely one of those ones which is not easy to find either. Ashman 55. Don't forget about all the other pre-orders of the 4 Horsemen. Yeah, that's true. Again, pre-orders galore. Right?
You don't got to remind me, Ashman. I've been talking about the Horsemen for weeks now.
Cypher George, yes, probably we will get another Yellow Jacket. Again, she was only teased a couple days ago, like yesterday, I think. So
yeah,
it's actually pretty crazy. The Felon Attorney, Jay. Speaking of HasLab, when are you going to get? When are you going to get our? When do you think? When are we going to get our his tanks? It's always been slated for March. I don't know why people are. I don't know why people are asking the same question. It's always been slated for March. I'm
right.
When are we gonna get? I'm like, guys, it's always been March. I don't understand why everyone keeps asking the question.
You know what it is,
that voice wasn't to make fun of anybody. It literally was, that everyone's saying the same thing. When are we gonna get this? His tank, like that's right. Everyone keeps saying it, but it's always been March.
I think why people are questioning that release date now is because of the frequency that Hasbro has been pumping these Joe waves out lately. I mean, the last year alone, they've pumped out more GI Joes than any of their other toy lines. Like the Joes have just not stopped coming, and we still got more before the end of the year.
Yeah, it just feels like a very long time. I agree. RC, people are just like what? Regurgitating. Oh,
Regurgitating.
geez, Louise. People are just regurgitating anti-Hasbro nonsense. I don't think so. I really don't. I think that I do think there's something up with there is something up with Giant Man. For whatever reason, people are not jumping on board like they usually do. So something's up, but I think it has a lot of factors, like what Oz said. This money is not what it used to be. You know what I mean? Money's not flowing the way I'm having a really hard time. I think a lot of people are having a really hard time.
The cost of everything's going up, and there's just less money to go around.
Absolutely. I totally agree. By the way, I did want to mention that these photos come courtesy of toyarc.com. Wonderful resource for toy news all year round. Definitely give them a like and follow, guys. Tell them that Jay sent you. I keep forgetting to do that. Yeah, so let's move on a little bit, but let's take a few more of these. When are we going to get our paid history? No, but then again, just finishing off with that one. They said March, and they're sticking to March. So I don't see any real problems with that one.
I'm jumping ahead here, and I'm going to try to highlight this since I'm on my phone. I'm not sure how well it'll work, but I wanted to bring this up.
Sure.
Yes, March 2024. 2024 next year, guys.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. I think that those are rumors. I haven't heard of anybody actually receiving their shipping notice. I read the note. As a matter of fact, I've seen a listing on AliExpress. You know what I mean? Like that's just really ridiculous at this stage.
On AliExpress, it's not the hiss tank, it's the shh tank.
I know. It's just really, really weird that way. It's funny how that works. Wolverine Ortiz, 100% crowdfund fatigue. I don't know what I will do what will come next year. I've backed Eternia, Ramen Racer, Cat's Lair, Back to the Future DeLorean, The Ghost, and now Giant Man. Brother, you're awesome. Okay, you are freaking awesome. But I can see you're burned out. I can already see it. I can see.
Hey, Will, are they hiring wherever you work?
I know. Right? I could use a couple of that. I could use some of those bucks, brother. I could use some of those bucks. Ashman55. According to today's news, the Hiss tanks are currently arriving in the States and should start shipping soon. I wouldn't hold my breath.
Who said what? When? Where?
I would
For
not.
How many cookies?
I know. I have not received any notices like that. I really don't know where that's coming from, but I'm maintaining March. I've heard March, and that's what I'm sticking around for. Wolverine. Afraid the Ghostbusters will. I'm afraid of what the Ghostbusters will announce. We'll find out.
I'm with you, Wolverine.
Yeah, we're finding out on the 27th. It's
probably next Friday.
It's probably going to be a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I think. I don't know. It could be anything. Really.
Firehouse. Let's go Firehouse. I'm keeping my dreams big, Jack.
Firehouse would be nice. Yeah, but if it's a slime pack, that thing is going to be moolah expensive. That thing's going to be ridiculous. That thing's bigger than the Proton pack. Way bigger.
Yeah.
Sapphire George. When someone on Reddit showed it earlier today from either Dan or Twilight's or Dwight's Twitter, it was a digital render like Wasp. Okay.
Must be talking about Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, okay. But you know what? It's probably a fake. At this early stage, I think it's a fake.
I mean, with this right here, like you can see, like they're reusing female Beetle's wings for her wings. Like this is a little bit more than just a digital render from existing pieces that they've got. So
yeah, no, there's a lot of new tooling here. I believe so as well.
Oh, the costume, the head sculpt, all of that's brand freaking new.
Yeah, Walter Mintier, you got a little comics to understand. LOL for the darkness, but it was brother. Yeah, like we're here to be that scene was just brutal. That scene was absolutely brutal.
It was rough.
John, Cosmos. Okay, yeah, brother, definitely look at your Rosses for Cosmos.
Yeah,
look at them. Break something. Don't light a cigarette in the tent, Oz.
I'm not going for House Fire number 2 here. Okay, that's not going to happen. I don't need to lose my collection again.
Especially what do they call again? A Swedish bomb or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember.
No.
Something like that. Terrence got his reinforcements too yesterday. Nice.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I know. People started posting. I know pretty much everybody's been getting the reinforcements too that did the all-in last week, and that's great.
This is true. In another 2 weeks, we got a full reveal. So another $500 Mythic Legions pre-order. Yeah, I mean the Mythicon is Legion's
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 Con.
Con is in a couple of weeks, so it's going to be.
Yep. And they're going to be announcing their G-Con, which is, was that Friday, I believe? Friday or Saturday? They're going to have a closed off panel in a room where they're going to make an announcement, and we're going to see House of the Rising Star. So that's going to be cool.
John Brooks, Jay, did you receive your KO Cobra Commander yet? There's quite a few. There's a few reviews online. Mine got seized, I think, so I had to cancel my order, refund my money. So no, I did not receive the KO. I was going to review it. I was going to review it and talk about it, and how crappy it is or how good it was. But no, I did not receive it, unfortunately. So yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that, Jay.
it has gone the way of the dodo. I don't know where it is. I have no idea. And I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? I didn't really need a Regal. I just wanted to, sort of pseudo complete my collection, but it is what it is. Master Versus Thor Hunter. Indeed, I was lucky to pick up a Cosmos there after my sister's invert Cardwell rushed to Kmart for me, and heads up for post on New Zealand Transformers Facebook group. Congratulations, Eldor. Wonderful that you were able to get that. Brick something. You joining us tomorrow, Oz?
Oh, he's talking to Nolan. Nolan went live on the Clubhouse last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is excellent. The Final Attorney, Jay did the perfect impersonation of me.
I picture the felon attorney as like Skeletor dressed up in a suit, but with the purple hood.
Just crazy. Just crazy. Walter Matsier, was very good seeing everybody out. Be safe. Much love. And thanks, guys, for keeping us informed.
Take care,
no problem, brother. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. Have a good night, Walter. Yeah, we already answered, James. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. Let's see here. Wow, the chat has literally exploded.
I lost it again a little bit here. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to start skipping here because there are a lot of people in the chat. TC, I thought the tanks were fall of 2023. You say it's now March? That's something. That's something else. No, man. I always heard March. I don't know. I don't know where fall of 2023 came from, but I could be wrong. Hopefully, it does come before Christmas. I don't know. I really don't. But I heard March. I don't know why. Let's see here. Dude, you're hilarious. Honestly, you are too funny. Hank Pym is definitely not a D-list character. Absolutely, in no way, shape, or form. In no way, shape, or form.
Jay, can you confirm that?
Estimated shipping fall 2023. Okay, we could take a look. Let's find out exactly where that comes from. So let's see here. Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, because as far as I knew, it was always supposed to be spring, and then they later put March on it.
It was it does say fall of 2023, but that's
okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, hey, we stand corrected.
Yeah, but fall is coming and going right now. Where are we right now? We're in October already. We're in the middle of fall as it is.
You cannot remind me about that. Oh my god.
November, and we're already in the winter. Again, I would welcome it. I would totally welcome it. But for whatever reason, I was under the impression it was March of 2024.
Yeah, I remember them saying it was supposed to be next year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we stand corrected. We totally stand corrected. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. All of a sudden, you know what? We don't receive them this Christmas. Everyone's like, "What happened?" And Oz and I are looking at each other like,
"Hey, you know what? We don't always get it right. We're human,
So Wasted Year says YouTuber Baldylox posted that his tank was shipping. Well, you know what? Good for Baldylox. When he gets it, that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
let's see what
for
happens.
Sure.
I'm totally down. If people start receiving their his tanks, I'm totally happy for everybody. Oz, I got you beat. My wallet's been crying since the summer of 2020.
Right?
Bloodsport 1 says Slimer. I don't think so. I don't think Slimer, unless he's part of a set. He might be part of a set. Like he could be part of the Ghost House.
Okay. Large scale, maybe.
He might be part of it. You never know.
Could be.
Let's see here. Go to bed, Terrence. you can rewatch this in the morning. I backed a lot of stuff. I'm glad that I'm not a G.I. Joe collector. Thundercats TMNT Ghostbusters guy. Oh yeah, dude.
Shout out to Terrence.
Those are rabbit holes, man. Yeah, shout out to Terrence, 100%. Always great to see him. It was wonderful meeting him at PowerCon. A Ghost Trap. Oh, that's an interesting.
Oh, okay. Prop style Ghost Trap PKE to go with the Proton pack.
Two of them. I would definitely be down for both those pieces.
Yeah,
100%. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh, hey, Mike's in the house. Dynamic Hanger. Jay, did you meet Brian Flynn, and when is the interview? I thought, I posted it.
That was months ago when we got back from PowerCon.
I did meet him, and the interview is up. Just search out on Mega J Retro, Mike. Just search out Brian Flynn, Mega J Retro, Thundercats Lair. You'll find it. It's there. Robert McGavin. Shots have shown up of the slime pack being in the new movie. Could that be revealed? I don't know. Maybe. Again, Jay Geek That Life made a really good point. That slime pack is huge, like absolutely massive. So if they actually make that as a prop, that thing's going to be $1,000, man. That thing is ridiculous.
And it's going to be heavy.
Yeah, and does it really shoot slime? That would be cool. If it did that, I'm buying it.
Oh, wow. Oh, I would totally buy that and hose people down.
Keep it clean here, Oz. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Hey. Everybody likes a squirter. How about a sprayer?
You're going to get the Japanese, after dark territory right now. Terrence St. John, I'll be at LegionCon. Hope to see you there, Oz. 100%. Would be great to see Terrence once again. 100%.
I agree.
I said that, but I'm not going to be there. Mitchell Lawrence, I'm waiting for Sorceress Tila from. Oh yes, I would love to see movie Tila, because Evelyn. We are getting movie Evelyn, so I would definitely love to see movie Tila. 100%.
Well, they're this is from the current wave that's just coming out. The Man at Arms, and was it Triclops, and I believe Sorceress Tila and Film Evelyn. Current wave.
Okay, where is VoltCon? Because I would love to go to that. Obi-Wan, where is VoltCon? And I wouldn't go to SpawnCon. I'm
a fan of Todd's, but
I like Todd, but I'm not going to SpawnCon. But where is VoltCon? Somebody tell me where VoltCon is. I would love to go to VoltCon. Oh man, I would love to go to VoltCon. Rotax Hippie, Jay, finally got Batmobile on Amazon. Congratulations, guys. By the way, Amazon has relisted the Batmobile 86. Go! Get it now. Don't wait on that one, guys. It will go back out of stock. Trust me. Hyperdelic, what's up, man? How you doing tonight? TC Dragonfly in March. Haslab listed in the fall. Again, I'd be super happy if it starts shipping right now, 100%. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought it was March.
That's what I heard, man.
Yeah, me too. I think so as well. Let's see here. Supposed to be before December. That would be awesome. Todd C. Pim as a Tigress side chick when he was on and off with Janet. Yes, this happens, man. They were not a thing anymore. I mean, it happens.
They were on a break.
Oh. It happens, dude. It happens. Toy Cartel. Emily stated that the last live stream we would have it before the end of the year. Yeah, but they've said that. They've said things like that before. Anyway, we'll find out. If it comes, I'm definitely 100% on board. I would like to be happily surprised. John Brooks, I bought the His Tank here in Manila from a store. I was told it will be here by December this year, so here's hoping. Dude, I'm right there with you. So yes, I would definitely hope that it would definitely be on there. A 40-inch Slimer, that's a big boy there. Holy crap, that's freaking crazy. Mike, cool. If you interview Brian again, ask about the reaction Silverhawks. That's a good point. Maybe I should. That is actually a really good point. I mean, they've been teasing them forever,
right?
That's
we got to reach out.
Mike's got some fans, which is always good. Ashman55, I am collecting way too many lines. I'm gonna have to cherry pick more to start and drop some lines. Yes, no, I've already started doing that. Oz, have you started dropping any lines?
Jay, I swear, it seems like I'm getting more and more of them.
I know, right? It's just so terrible. It really is. I would love Cat Slayer and the third attack in reaction. That would be neat. That would be very.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know what? Maybe they can make it to the size where it fits under the cat's paw and for the cat's lair.
Come on, we needed to get in the cat's paw.
That's right. Old IT guy, I think it's goggles or trap. Mattel
Okay.
Collector had the trap. Love to see what Hasbro can do with it. The goggles would be neat, but they better do something really cool. You know, they better be
They
able to
gotta
take
do
that damn Polaroid.
something,
If they don't take that
right?
Polaroid, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, yeah, man.
We are on a break.
We're on it.
We are on a break.
Classic friends.
Ashman 35 just found the sources Weaver, Pigman, and Eve Many
Yeah.
Faces Masterverse for
Yep.
$4 either. Oh my god! Somebody help me, man! I need those. If anybody
Jay,
can find those for me, I need
if
those.
I see them, you know I'll grab them, but I
Brother,
ain't seen them.
I appreciate it, brother. Let me know. Let me know. I'll send you the check. I found attorney. The eBay the listings have December 19th, the last day. I don't trust eBay as far as I can throw them. Toy Bounty Hunter, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Well, guys, don't forget, you have hitting refresh. You have 2 days, 20 hours, and 35 minutes to back the Giant Man Haslab. 6,823 backers right now, needing a target goal of 10,000, just over 3,000 backers away. I think it's going to back, but I'm really, really skeptical about the stretch goals. Oz, any last thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, like we said, within that last 24 hours, we're going to see that big spike. We're definitely going to hit goal. This guy's going to back because you got people who are on the fence that they're going to go over to the other side. They're going to back it. I feel like we're hitting goal. We may hit tier 1 and get the zombie face. May.
Okay.
And I don't think the scroll head has a chance in hell, and I'm hoping the community will prove me wrong.
Yeah, you know what? We shall see, Oz. We shall see. All right, moving on. Another crowdsourced project, which is coming towards the end, is the Cobra Mothership. Now, this is an interesting. Here's an interesting development, Oz. So this thing's been hovering around 200 backers for the last couple for a week. Just a little over, just a little under 200 backers. Guess where you want to take you want to hazard a guess where they're sitting now, Oz? Just take a guess.
I think it's actually gone down. I want to say I think it's gone down.
You want to say it's gone down?
Yeah, I want to say it's lost a little bit of steam.
You want to say it's lost a little bit of steam? Okay.
I'm gonna say it's lost a little.
I know a lot of people in the chat are probably already knows what the answer is, but unfortunately, no. You would have lost that bet, Oz. Believe it or not, because as I said earlier in the week, it was just about somewhere near 200. Shockingly, I refreshed it earlier today. Shockingly, something happened, and it's moved all the way up to 1,250 backers.
Really?
Yeah. 1,250 backers, my friend. Look at that.
Who put in the big retail order?
That is a huge jump.
That's a massive jump.
That is over 1,000 backers in one day. I think that Brian, I think the team probably put in the international numbers.
That's got to be what happened.
I'm gonna guess because similar to what happened with the Cat's Lair, they put in the international backers to really get close, right? And then things just took off right before the early bird, right?
And that makes sense, because again, the international numbers, they got to go through their distributors in each country and get those numbers back total. So that would make a lot of sense. And I didn't even think about the international numbers not coming in.
Yeah. So interesting. This has made it a very interesting campaign. There are, according to this countdown, 1 day, 21 hours, and 33 minutes left to get the 2 Cobra Escape parachutes as the early bird backer goal by October 22nd. And this, honestly, is giving me a lot more. This has shocked me, actually, to be honest with you. This has shocked me. I didn't think this had a prayer in hell after the first 3 days, after the first week. I thought after the first week, I was like, no, this thing's dead in the water. As it stands right now, this thing's got more legs than I expected.
I'm just going to say it's probably one of the most impressive 3.75-inch projects we've seen in a long time. Since I'd say about time of the sail barge, really. And mind you, the reason that I don't bring up the Ghost for this is because, again, this is like a boutique brand here that is going in and doing this for Reaction, which I mean, I know it's got a popular fan base, and I know we got some O-ring options that got put in here now, but the original, again, look of this was that it was going to go for their GI Joe reaction figures, which I'm not a fan of the reaction just because of the price. The price pushes me out. I'm not paying $17.99 for a 3.755 POA action figure when I can go get an Origins figure for the same damn price. I can't do that. But I love for people who are collecting this scale, especially even people who have vintage O-ring collections that now get to add this mothership as part of that. Could you see this thing just parked over top of the Terradrome, a vintage Terradrome?
Well, dude, I mean, like, this thing's absolutely
Huge.
for what you're actually saying, right? For what you're actually saying. I mean, thanks to our good friends over at Toy Habits, they covered this in great detail, and of course, everyone's talking about the mothership now. But they actually had some shots from New York Comic Con.
Right?
This thing is massive.
It's huge.
This thing is absolutely bonkers. Look at this. It's a riot shield. This thing can double as a freaking riot shield. I mean, look, that's Brian Flynn holding this thing up.
And Brian's about as tall as you and I, Jay. So like this is not.
Brian's a little bit shorter than me, but I mean he's not a short person.
He's not short.
I mean? No, he's not short. No, he's not short. He's an average size guy.
Right. You and I are a little above average, and
well, I don't know about that. We're probably just a few inches maybe, but,
I
know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from. But yeah, no, but this thing is gigantic.
Look at that.
Okay, actually, that's about the way it is. I think you stand about here, I stand about here, and that this is actually that's actually where it is. I think that's exactly where that is. And then there's Emily. But yeah, that's what that. Look at the size of this thing. This is you holding on to this thing, Oz.
You know it really is.
That is you holding on to this thing.
To me, this is as impressive as the cat's lair is because of the scaling.
Wow, there's
again because of scaling, right? Think of how big the cat's lair is compared to the 7-inch figures, and think about how big this thing is compared to the 3.75. And when you think about like attaching, because they got compartments for the trouble bubbles in here, and like gun emplacements, like this thing is, again, it's that classic GI Joe. This is a vehicle and this is a play set, VHS set, if you will, because I mean it's really, again, one of those ultimate toys that we just have not seen since the 1980s 1990s.
Wasted Year says, I don't think Pym is going to fund. You know what, I anything can happen at this stage, right? Anything happen. But I'm still confident Pym is gonna fund. But I don't think any of those stretch goals are gonna even be in the ballpark. It's hard to see. It's
right.
Frankie Rivera, today's the last day for early bird price on Ramen Toys Shark. Guys, definitely get on the Shark on Ramen Toy. Don't sleep on that one. Tidarian Hanger. BBTS ordered 1,000 of these. Oh, that's interesting. That could be be where those numbers come from. I mean, like it's not impossible.
He's got another comment just a little bit lower that goes with that one. There it is.
I think we can get one on clearance for $3. Oh, Mike can be a bit embittered sometimes. I mean, like,
I
hear where you're coming from, Mike. I hear you coming. You know what?
Jay,
I have no regrets.
Do you remember when we were talking about the back when there was everything for the campaign for the Thunder Tank, and I was joking about how I wanted to buy it just for a centerpiece, right? Yeah. When I saw that thing pop up on BBTS, I'm telling you, if the money was sitting in the bank account, I would have bought it. And I would have put a glass top on it, just like I joked, and turned it into a table.
Yeah, I hear you exactly. I remember that one. That was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. All about the villains. Either way, 1K in just a few days sounds like a good moment. It does, actually. No matter what, that's going to raise a few. It's going to raise a few eyebrows. 100%.
It is.
No problem. John, I can never pull the trigger on Super 7, but I got the 4 reaction Transformers figs for $5 that are on sale. The Mothership is 100% a pass for me. But technically, you did pull the trigger, even though they were on sale. But you did sort of.
Hey,
Pull
you
the
got
trigger.
them, right? I'd pay $5 for a reaction. I think they're worth it.
Oh my gosh. Andrew says that he heard about a couple of tanks arriving stateside
Yep.
a month ago. I
What?
you know what? This is possible. Again, we'll find out. We'll find out
Where these people been hiding them his tanks? I need to go visit them.
I think I need to find out too. Chris Allen, it went up significantly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Titanium has not moved all day though. Well,
It's going to get some peak, and then it'll drop down a bit, and we'll see a peak again.
It's still significant though. It's still significant. Let's see here. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Roboskull too.
Roboskull is gonna be bonkers. Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. Anybody else who you haven't said hi to today yet? $600 snow saucer.
You know what, man?
Oh boy.
A freaking Cobra Mothership snow saucer, I'd be in.
I know, right?
Not for 600, but
all about the villains. It's 3 feet in diameter, right? Correct. It's about 3 feet.
Yeah.
It is a big boy. It is a big boy.
There it is. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
There we go. There it is.
This
sitting on top of the Terradrome, man. It's all about it.
Good friend of the channel, Lyle's Figure Files in the house. What's going on, Jeff?
Lyle.
Good to see you, Jeff. How you doing tonight? What up, fellas? I'm pulling for the last minute Pim surge. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, man.
It's gonna happen, Jeff. Don't even think twice about it. It's gonna happen. I have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind that Hank Pym is gonna fund. If you're up this late, Jeffrey, if you want to jump on, I'll send you the link. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. Invite. Copy that dang thing. And where is Jeffrey? Hold on.
I'm gonna pull up this next comment here.
Sure, go for it.
We got today is McFarlane DC Multiverse Justice League Superman Target exclusive online available.
Nice.
So I think he's asking if this went live today. I had not seen if it had. I don't know. Did you hear anything about that, Jay?
No. Haven't. Today is McFarlane DC Multiverse Justice League Superman Target exclusive online available. Well, we can find out, I guess. I suppose we can find. I don't know if we can, but target.com/collectors. Let's see if something comes up. You never know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they got their collectors con's their fall geek out, whatever they want to call it.
That would be ridiculous.
It just seems like we just did that.
There's nothing on this page though, so let's check out. Actually, I should go for new arrivals, right?
Maybe it might be a little bit later.
New target. Let's see what this is. Maybe, but so far nothing.
Nah, it would have been towards the top if it had.
Yeah, for sure.
They always post the newest stuff at the top, so yeah.
Let's try Superman, see what happens. I doubt anything's going to pop up, but only a target.
Only a target.
Is that what's his face? I'm wondering if that's Nicolas Cage.
You know what? I think that is.
It might be. It might just be. Oh, wait a second. What's this?
That's not
Justice League. That's been there forever.
That one's been out a while, though, hasn't it?
Is this it? Hold on.
Oh,
yeah, is that it?
Yeah,
is that the one we're talking about? The McFarlane Toys DC.
Let us know, Marbear. Is this the one you were asking about?
The one McFarlane DC Justice League Superman Target. I don't think this is Justice League though. This is McFarlane Toys Batman Beyond Justice Lore.
Yeah, this was the future stuff. That wasn't Justice League.
Yeah. Still, it's something.
It's an impressive set.
Yeah, Jeffrey, if you want to jump on, just let us know because I sent you the link. You can check your Instagram. A Mothership of G.I. Joe is a table for your living room.
You know what? When it shows up on Big BBTS for just under the asking price, I'll go ahead and order that. So I'll have 2 end tables, 1 Thunder Tank, 1 Mothership. Done. living room set accomplished.
Absolutely. Toy Bounty Hunter could turn the mothership into a ceiling fan if you don't have. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, some really creative comments today. All about the villains. Does he mean the Superman, Batman, and Beyond? Batman Beyond. Yeah, that's the one I just threw up. So, has anybody actually commented on that? Like, because that's what this is the one I found right now. So
yeah. And like I said, it's a good looking set. Even though I don't remember that version of Batman Beyond, I kind of dig it.
InfoStrike, is there precedent for the other Haslab that closed the 30% funding gap within the last few days? I mean,
we've seen some swerves with that before.
Well, we just saw the what was it called? The Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost did a big upturn in the last.
Yeah, in the last 3 days, it jumped extensively.
Like it fully backed within the first couple of days, but then on the last several stretch goals, it took a big upturn in the last 48 hours, because a lot of people were even saying that was not going to hit all of its full stretch goals. And then in that last 24 hours, it took a big upturn. So yeah, there's definitely a preference.
I also think there was some funny business going on with Galactus. I think there was something happened, and it actually and I think it only funded in the last week. So there are instances that something like that can happen. Justin, I wish it was smaller, just a little smaller and a little bit cheaper. I agree. I do.
Yeah, that would be nice. It'd be easier on the pockets and space danger.
Yep. Space, just lack thereof. So that 2-pack will be a Twizzler. Yes, pretty much.
Right.
100%.
Sorry, guys.
Marby 17. The Justice League exclusives red and blue suit. That's beside. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Okay, so that is the one then. The other one that we were looking at briefly. I didn't realize that was an exclusive one though.
It's on the Target site, the Cavill movie version. I just saw it. Is that the one we're talking about? Like
that was the one that we just kind of pointed at before clicking on this one. The one right next to it.
It's this one here.
I didn't realize that one was exclusive.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know this was an exclusive. Is it this one?
Solid looking. Yeah, that's the one they're talking about.
Really? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Target exclusive. Okay, there you go.
Sure enough.
Oh, there it is. We found it, guys. DC Comics, Justice League movie figure, Superman, blue/reds. I thought this came out years ago.
Didn't it? I don't know.
I'm so confused. I thought this came out years ago.
Is there some? Maybe it's the card that comes with it. Maybe it's an extra.
I am so confused. Somebody help me here. I have no idea why this would be exclusive.
Right? Yeah. Didn't this come out like back when the Snyder Cut was coming out?
Yeah, I thought for sure this guy, or was that the black suit? I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that was the black suit because it was for Justice League. And this one's the red and blue suit. Okay, I get it. I can't keep up with McFarlane because he just puts out too many Batmen.
Neither can I. But it's there. If anybody's interested, it is there. You can pre-order it right now. Get it by Friday, October 27th. So street date is August 19th, 2021. Well, according to this,
there we go.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
See? Yeah.
Look who's here, everybody. It's Jeffrey Lyles. What's going on, Jeff?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
Not too bad.
So good to see you, brother.
We got some controversy. We got some controversy here. Wow, we always have controversy. We got some controversy here, Jeff. Do you believe that Hank Pym will fund? I mean, like a lot of people are like, it's not going to happen. I don't know.
I've got the share song in my head now. Yeah, I'm hoping so because I feel like it was getting really dire. But it seems like over the last few hours, he's really picked up a lot of steam where I felt like he's not getting funded. But then it's like, okay, now he's closing in on another 1,000. So I feel like there's a lot of momentum. And I figured today would be the telling point. Like if it was still maybe just 400 or 500, there was no chance. But if he hit over 1,000 today, I was like, okay, I feel better. And now I'm waiting to see what happens on Saturday and then Sunday. And of course, that last minute Monday. Oh my gosh, I'm going to miss it. Let me hurry up and back it. So I'm really still optimistic. And today's surge really helped my excitement for it.
Yeah. You know what? So, yeah. The FOMO hits hard, man, especially when it comes down to the last day. What are your thoughts, though? What are the factors coming into this, Jeffrey? Because like we've been talking about how There's crowdfunding fatigue. We've been talking about how there's too many pre-orders which are coming in at the same time. Do you have any speculations as to factors that have involved specifically for this surrounding this particular Haslab?
I definitely think that Hasbro needs to take a little pause and figure out how to best schedule these things, because and I mentioned this last night to everybody who was on my stream, that I think Hasbro needs to kind of mix up the order, where next year we maybe see the G.I. Joe Classified Series Haslab go last, because I feel like that's one where people are going to go, I'll fund it no matter what it is. But something like a Marvel Legends or a Star Wars, if they bring back the Black Series, they'd be more apt to fund if they were first in line. And I know that didn't work out with Mattel's WWE one, but I think some of that was because it was a little bit too expensive. But people were also like, yeah, what's G.I. Joe going to show? And what's Star Wars going to show? And maybe what's Marvel Legends show going to, what are they going to have? And I wish they could just announce, hey, we're going to have this is our Haslab in May for G.I. Joe. We're going to have this in October for Transformers. So people could just go, all right, cool. Now I know how much I need to save up for and get it. Because, they've been planning on these things for so long. Why not let us in on that planning so we can adjust our money accordingly and not get hammered by 15 pre-orders coming in the back half of the year?
There's a plan. See, at least Jeffrey has a plan. You know what I mean? Like it's one of these things where I truly do believe that Hasbro should take some advice from toy tubers like Jeffrey here. Like seriously,
strong financially planning makes us all winners.
There you go. All about the villains. Wakanda forever. Absolutely, man. Like, and the fellow attorney says, "I love the hoodie, Jeff."
Thank you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Agreed.
We have some representing. Interesting. Justin Mohan, how much influence does Hasbro had over what Super 7 was doing? Well, I mean, they were at the panel. I mean, Emily's right here. I mean, like you where'd it
exactly.
go? Oh no, where'd it go? Geez, I'm jumping ahead. Where did it go? I had it a second ago. It's gone.
We lost it. We've replaced it with McFarlane Superman.
Yeah, where did it go? Is that what happened?
I think we did. Did we really do that? I think we totally did that.
Oh my gosh! Like what the heck? I had it. It was right here.
So bad now.
You know what? No, hold on. Wait. No, there it is. I found it. There we go.
There we are.
There's Emily right there. I mean,
right.
they're still there. Like they have to approve all of these things. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, because they own the IP. Also, again, like it fully shows that Hasbro has backed off the O-ring and the 3.75 scale pretty much exclusively at this point. They've stepped off because I don't think we would have seen those packs available through Super 7, because you got the reaction pack for the Mothership gunners, and then there's the O-ring pack as well that they put up as available options.
That's actually a really good point, Oz. I mean, I'm going to put it to both of you guys. The fact that Super 7 is actually teasing the O-ring line, does this mean this is because a lot of people have already said that Hasbro screwed up the O-ring line, and then is this proof positive that they're actually pretty much giving up on the O-ring line and they're letting other companies take a stab at it? What do you guys think, Jeff?
I think Hasbro has kind of been backing off on on the 3.75 for a while. We saw those really cool retro Grunt, Stalker, and Cobra Trooper, and I felt like, okay, they're going to do something really amazing, but those figures were like $15, and a classified series were $20 at that price. I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to go get more for my money. Paying $5 with better sculpt, better articulation. And I love that Grunt, that Stalker, and the Cobra Trooper. They're out of scale with the 25th anniversary one. So it's like they don't really fit in there. And once I saw them kind of come and go without any support, I knew they weren't going to keep going. And Super 7 allows them an outlet to keep rolling with keeping that format alive for people who want it, tied it into a big crowdfund like this Mothership. and Hasbro reaps in whatever they make from this partnership with Super 7, and everybody's happy. So the people who want 3.75 Joes can still get them. Those who want a classified series can get them directly from Hasbro without the benefit of markups from Super 7.
Absolutely, and I totally agree. Oz, what are your thoughts?
I think right now they are focusing on their 6-inch classifieds. It's been making them a lot of money. The competition from Action Force with the Valaverse stuff has forced them to really look at that line and focus their efforts there, because we've seen, whereas initially with classified, that futuristic kind of weapon thing, like nobody was really getting into that. They wanted that more classic GI Joe, more, like not necessarily the vintage weapons and such, but they wanted that more modern look to it, the weapons of today rather. And the competition from Valaverse and Action Force really forced them to be like, okay, what do we need to do for this line to succeed, because we don't like seeing our own IP fail. Right. And they backed off the O-ring. And I think they were like, well, there's still a big market for O-ring because the Sky Striker kind of proved that. Mm-hmm. They just don't have the resources to dedicate it. So when you've got a company like Super 7 who's already doing a similar thing with less articulation, and like, let's face it, those reaction figures are selling kind of gangbusters, So why not pass that torch on to somebody else who can dedicate resources to it, and you're still pulling all the licensing fees because you own it. Mm-hmm. You're just printing money for yourself at that point, and it's on somebody else's expense because you're not doing the tooling. You're not paying for any of that. That's all on Super 7 at this point.
That is an interesting point. Let's start one. Jeffrey, where did you get that Black Panther sweater? I need that in my life.
My wife is my dealer for all my sweatshirts and t-shirts, so she surprises me. Hey, I got this for you. So I'll ask her and put it in the comments later.
You've got a great wife, man. That's yes. Crazy. She's a
Jeffrey, this gives me an idea. Your wife needs to go into that. What's that? Affiliate marketing. Right. And then she needs to start selling all these hoodies.
For the store, for all the stores, yeah.
Actually, you know what? You can definitely make something on that one. That's pretty
probably. And as you mentioned something, because I feel like when we started to see the classified series, it had that initial buzz and people were so excited. It's like 6-inch G.I. Joe figures, finally. Right. And then it was like, well, this isn't quite what I had in mind. And Hasbro's credit, they weren't, no, you're going to take this. They were like, okay, what happens if we went to a more retro look? Oh, you guys like it even more. Great. So I think with that reaction, seeing that, we can beat Valaverse, and people are going, who needs Valaverse? I've got G.I. Joe the way I want it. I think they were like, yeah, we don't need to worry with this. And I think we've seen that with the crowdfunds where every tier has been matched, where the Sky Striker had that momentum, but it wasn't able to get all of its tiers back. And it was, the His Tank and the Dragonfly were just as expensive or more expensive in some cases. So it's like, all right, well, if we got to put all our chips somewhere, we got to go with the one that's making money and has that fan interest without a comic book right now, without a cartoon, without a movie. Right. And we're beating Marvel Legends, we're beating out Star Wars, and both of these have shows coming every other month on Disney Plus. So we don't even need
oversaturated.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Lots and Wallace. Yo, Jeffrey, Jay, and Oz. How's it going? Good to see you, brother. How you doing tonight? We're just talking about running out of time. There's a lot of things which are coming up for the last hurrah for tonight. So a lot of things going on. Justin, apparently it costs too much to make O-rings and the profits are not there anymore. That is what the indie O-ring companies are saying. Okay, but you know what? We haven't had any official statements from Hasbro as to what's more expensive, what's not expensive. Now they did mention that years ago. It's really expensive.
Years, yeah.
And then they just decided to go make brand new O-rings from silicon. So
that's right.
It's weird. It's a weird thing.
They said that right before the 25th anniversary line started rolling out. They were like, "Oh, it's too expensive to do this," and then it was like, 3 months later, they were like, "Oh, hey, by the way, guys, here you go."
You're welcome.
They like that money, man. They just like that money. That's all it is. AW00091. Just curious, how many figure lines are the three of you in on? I'm big on Marvel Legends and Black Series. That is a terrible question. That is a loaded question. It's not a terrible question. Sorry, it's a loaded question. Oh my god!
Why you gotta attack me like that?
I know. Oh my god! Like, wait, like, jeez, Louise. I'm gonna let Oz go first, then Jeffrey. I'm
Oh
gonna do
god.
that.
Well, I'm probably the most limited. I've got Masters Universe Origins. I've backed off of Masterverse for the most part, but I'm still kind of like cherry picking. Then I've got Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Figure Obscura from Four Horsemen. Like, all the way, I'm loving everything there. I completed the Kenner Classics, so at least I don't have to worry about anything along those lines anymore unless they announce a Kenner Classics Firehouse, which I want, but at the same time I'm dreading. And then on top of that, just recently I dipped a little further into Marvel Legends. Last year around this time, somebody gifted me a Weapon X and Jean Grey from Age of Apocalypse. And just recently at Ollie's, saw the other AOA wave with the Colossus Build-A-Figure. Managed to snag the whole thing and Apocalypse for less than $100. How could I say no to that? That's my favorite story arc of X-Men ever. And it was less than $100 for an entire Build-A-Figure wave and Apocalypse. I couldn't say no to that. But that's really stretching my limit right there. Like, if those weren't at that price, I probably would have just continued to pass on them. But I mean, that's really the extent of the, your wallet can only go so far. You can't have all of these things unless you're Terrence St. John and you're backing the entire toy industry all across the board, several crowdfunds. I mean, Terrence is the man. But yeah, I mean, that's really where I'm at.
Jeff, do you even want to answer this question? Because I think it may incriminate both of us. I mean,
I have no problem. So, there we go. Marvel Legends for sure. There we go. Marvel Legends, JoJo Classified Series, of course. Just looking to see what's right over there. McFarlane, when he does classic DC characters that are actually in scale with each other. So that's kind of getting limited now. WWE, certain AEW have kind of gotten out of those, but I'll occasionally see something cool and grab them. Let's see. Oh, Star Wars Black Series, Storm Collectibles is coming back now because they're putting out figures that I wanted. So like the Terry Bogard that they're re-releasing, that got me excited. Like, oh shoot! And then now they're putting out the Street Fighter 2 Ken and Ryu set. What else? Mafex DC. I don't really dabble into their Marvel stuff, but definitely the DC. So got Cyborg Superman staring at me from the review queue going, when do I get up here? And then Transformers Studio Series 86. Did that cover everything? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's everything. That's just
liar. Liar. Oh my gosh! If I had
and Hot Toys, yeah,
I know
exactly.
That's what you stupid liar.
Oh, and Masters of the Universe. So yeah,
what's the point? It's impossible. You're just gonna keep tripping over yourself if you really.
Wait a second. It's like, what else is around the corner?
Pretty much, you're gonna hurt yourself if you really think about it.
You guys got some lost toy lines hanging around that you just forgot about because they're underneath the other ones.
Right.
That's Jay's problem, actually. He's got so many, because we all know how Jay doesn't like to open up his toys. He's
Screw you, man. Screw you, dude.
He's got boxes behind boxes.
Oh god, yeah, and I gotta get rid of them all. It's ridiculous. I mean, if I'm just gonna name the few that I'm really collecting right now, because if we'll be here forever if I talk about how many I actually collect. Motu is gonna be my number one, 100%. That's not even gonna be. There's no question. Absolutely,
right.
Motu is number one. Thundercats is probably my number two. Then GI Joe. Then what's it called? Transformers, Star Wars. What's it called? Sometimes DC. I don't always order a lot of DC stuff. Not as much as not nearly as much as I should, or would have actually. Power Rangers. McFarlane has so many different lines that I'm into, and I really should decide on what I'm doing there. Whether it's Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Princess Bride, like so many different other things that are just like they're burying me. You know, like the Dune line is coming back, which is just absolutely bonkers. And I love. See, I'm doing it again. I'm actually going through every single line. I shouldn't be doing this. It's just a bad idea. But yeah, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because I'm just gonna bury myself and date myself, which you know it's just a terrible thing. Ghostbusters,
Silverhawk Ultimates, got TMNT hiding in there a little bit.
You know, oh my god, just absolutely.
Stop. And McFarlane's bringing back the sports picks, so I'm excited about that.
Just, and you know what though? They need to fix those face sculpts. Like somebody buy him a face sculpt scanner.
Well, hold on. That reminds me of another big clearance thing that people have been seeing. Have you guys been seeing the starting lineups? $70 figures popping up for like 15 a piece.
What would you expect?
Man, I'm almost like I don't even like the starting lineup figs. I really don't care for them. Like the classic ones was a different story. I was more into sports back then, but I almost feel like it's at a principle now. Be like, if you want to charge for starting lineup figs, this is the price you should set it at because now people will buy it.
It was just such a terrible price point. It's like they didn't want it to succeed.
Horrible.
They didn't do any of the normal things we see with figure lines. It was like, here's the first 6. Where's wave 2?
Yeah.
Awful.
No, nothing. What about Legends? Maybe. And it's like, come on.
There was no variety in the sports either. They were just like, and here's your basketball.
Right. And then months later, and they announced that during football season. It was like, why don't you have football players starting off first? And then go into basketball later? Because that would make more sense. Yeah. And then they showed a teaser video of football, and that was it. It's like, come on.
Right? And they were like, all right, we're out. We can't do
it was a mistake from the beginning. They had no idea what they're doing. They concentrated more on the shoes than they did on the players.
Yes.
That was a mistake.
Yeah. And they had that horrible diaper in the middle. Like, look, I've never seen sports players with cups that big. That diaper was definitely a diaper, and I don't know why.
They put the money in the wrong places. You know what I mean? Instead of like screw the shoes because you paid a lot of money for those damn shoes. Get the logos for crying out loud. Get the free
they didn't even have logos. They were just the colors.
Pay the NBA PA Association. Pay each team. That would have been a much better use of those things. The facial sculpts were not 100%. They were actually pretty bad. It was
minimal at best. Minimal.
Just crazy. Just absolutely nuts. Lots and Wallace. Giant Man should have been an easy layup for Marvel Legends. They just blew it this one by not offering tiers. Once you upset the fans, it's hard to get them back on board. You know, I've been saying it. All's been saying it. Jeff, what are your thoughts on the tiers? I say they're weak. What? Oh, Jeff's just rolling his eyes. This is just not good. This is just not good at all.
It was one of those things where they're trying to go, oh, well, you guys didn't want any figures behind the paywall. And it's like, no, because you guys didn't need to use that excuse with the Sentinel. You didn't need to do that with Galactus. You just chose the wrong figures for the Engine of Vengeance. And you don't need to take that out on us because you guys learned the wrong lesson. Nobody wanted Goblin Queen, Mephisto, and that version of Damon Hellstrom tied in with Ghost Rider. It was like, give us Ghost Rider, give us some of his villains. Robbie Reyes doesn't have any villains that we've gotten figured for him. Put them in there with his tiers. So instead, they took the wrong lesson, and they've been going on the promotional circuit going, well, if you had figures, the price would cost more. And it's like, well, those heads probably aren't free, and I don't need them baked into it because I definitely don't care about them, don't want them, don't need them. The Giant Man doesn't work alongside the MCU zombies you've made, or the zombies, and then the Skrulls don't really match up with him either. So this Wasp that they're finally showing, revealing at the last minute, I think if she were tier 1, people would have really backed it. If tier 2 or a 6-inch Giant Man, that would have helped. Tier 3, Ultron Mark 1, that would have helped. Jarvis at tier 4. I mean, we saw that last minute surge with the Ghost because I was like, geez, this is not going to fun with all these, you know, with Kane and Zeb still left out in the wind. And then all of a sudden it was like, bam, sorry, we got this funded all the way. Now we're going to the next level. So it's crazy because I really was like, man, this is such a ripoff for everybody who backed the Ghost thinking they're going to get the whole crew. Because it's like, why would you back it and not get everybody? And then it hit the finish line so much that it would have reached another 3,000 tier like they had set up with the others. So it was like, jeez. So I think with figures, that's the big lure for these crowdfund projects, and to not include them, to include heads. Because if you would think that, the one ridiculed thing with that Galactus was the dumb Doctor Doom head, nobody was like, oh, that's awesome. They were like, put in another Herald. And they're like, okay, we're going to re-release the Terex and, the Fallen one. And that was cool. But people probably would have been more excited to get Fire Lord and get him through that, as opposed to, all right, I'm going to get him in this Fantastic Four retro card. So, nobody cares about extra heads unless it's something really cool and really makes sense. And, if you don't have a scroll army because you've limited the scrolls to 5 figures, so you can't really mass army build them, you're kind of short anyway. So I hate those tiers. I don't care if they get backed whatsoever. I was looking last night on eBay, and the prices of the Sentinel figures are like $90 a piece or $100 for 2 of them. So I think people would have bought into the set because it's like, oh, cool. At least I can recoup some of this money selling off the 6-inch Giant Man. And I feel like without doing that, they don't have to worry about people selling off a scroll head that they don't have the figure to attach to. It's just hanging loose, like all these Doom heads you'd see on eBay.
Yep. Lachlan says he was in on day one and a fan of Marvel's of classic Marvel stuff and reading comics for 50 years. Earlier before earlier before you hopped on, Jeff, people were commenting like he's a B, he's a D level character, and we were like, what are you talking about?
No.
Tell me you're under 20 and without telling me you're under 20. Like,
well, tell me you only watch the movies, right? I mean, like
even in there, he's like
he
still plays a prominent role.
100%. Like it's really crazy. But it comes out of the generations, right? That's and if you're not a comic book fan from this era, it'll happen, right?
I kind of feel like these Haslabs have to be for our generation who can spend $300 to $500 on these projects. Whereas, don't worry about trying to include a Secret Invasion head or a zombie head because everybody loves zombies. No, don't do that. Go completely old school. Do a Crimson Cow, the Dude version with the swappable Jarvis head.
Yeah, there we
go all in. So people who will go, oh man, this is from that 1976 issue. We're gonna buy it anyway. We've got the disposable cash, and we're not going to worry. We're not going to complain about these tiers. We're not going to complain about the paywall. We're like, great, I've got all these figures I wanted anyway, in addition to this figure.
Even if they went the route and did scaled versions, right? Like, okay, you got 24-inch, give me a 12-inch, 6-inch, Ant-Man, because the 6-inch should have swappable heads, Ant-Man, Giant Man look, and then give me a smaller, like 3 1/4 Ant-Man to kind of scale with this, give me the levels of Giant Man. And I think that really could have been something that if they'd worked that out, this would have been a no-brainer success for a lot of people.
Yeah. And that way people could have been like, oh, cool, I don't need a super big version of Giant Man. I can go with the 18-inch version. And I don't care about the 12-inch version. So there's 2 figures that I can sell. And
I can put these off.
Right. And people would have bought them. Hasbro wouldn't have seen that extra money. And I think, like I was talking before they announced the tiers, that if they wanted to do a $300 Haslab for them, they could have just done blank bodies that are like 12, 14 inches. So you could then repurpose it for Goliath 3.
Yes.
Put on some more pieces for the Clint Barton version. Throw in some more pieces for Atlas, and you're covered. And you've got your Haslab to fund that new mold. And you guys went out because then you can do, hey, here's some more figures. Your Black Goliath. There's so much they could have done. And I feel like they really dropped the ball and missed an opportunity to get a piece, new tooling funded on our crowdfund dollars, and then sell it again on Pulse.
It's just crazy. Juan Sanchez, even if it was super cheap, a lazy repaint, I think this would have already been backed if it came with a 6-inch Giant Man.
Enough said. There you go.
Yeah, oh my God. They did a really good one back with the Build-A-Figure Ultron. And, it's the Bucky Cap mold, so, it's old and outdated. They could have just repainted that because it had a great head sculpt that would have worked just fine for it.
It would have worked. They could have reissued it. How much would it have cost them to reissue that?
It should cost nothing. The Bucky Cap mold is terrible now.
So out of date.
Ocean
Yeah.
View 888. Yes, this is live, brother. It is live. We are crazy. None of us actually sleep. It's Saturday tomorrow. It's Saturday tomorrow. It's Saturday now. It is Saturday right now.
Saturday Night Live.
I've got work in 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever. But whatever.
Karamoko Lopez, what's going on, my friend? I'm all over two with many lines, but I think I purchased my last classified in Marvel Legends. Oh, that's sad to hear.
That's
That is sad to hear. But you know what? There are just too many repaints. Just too many fumbles. It can happen, man. It can
it
happen.
does.
It can happen.
I'm curious more about why the last classified series.
Yeah, that is kind of weird though. That is Karamoko. What when you say classified, are you done with G.I. Joe? Is that pretty much it? Like we are curious. I've used classified for vehicles and Mezco for my figures. Huh. Well,
Okay. Yeah, that makes
that's an interesting idea. Sure, for sure. MC12. They should show a Giant Man wave with a Build-A-Figure. I think it would be back. Just saying. But I mean,
we've seen it. Toy Biz did that.
Yeah, but you would need a lot of figures to get that big. You know what I mean? He like
orange. Yeah, you would need
huge. I mean, like
These so many pieces. I think it was 9 or 10 figures.
And
they would make
how many
separate figures to get?
How many different points of articulation is this one? Because it's got more points of articulation than most. So that's definitely a tall order. See what I did there?
Yeah, I hear you. Caramarco Lopez, is that your ASMR voice, Jeff? That's just Jeff's voice.
Wait a minute. Jeff started doing ASMR?
That's just his voice.
She's sleeping in the next room.
AW. Okay, you convinced me. He's seedless. You are not. You are just looking for a fight, aren't you, brother? I've only been reading comics for 35 years. Well, brother, I don't understand why you're putting him in D list. Then what the heck, dude?
maybe if it was a Goliath one, he would have bought.
You're an X-Men fan, right? Like that must be it.
That's what it is. It's the wrong super team. There's a DC fan amongst us.
Antonio Banks, man, Marvel Legend fans are finkled. What?
Finkled. Okay,
finkled. I've never. There's a term.
term.
There's a term I haven't heard in 40 years. What the heck is finkled, man? Holy crap! That's like Popeye. Did your finger slip, brother? Like, help us out here. What are you trying to? Does anybody know what he's saying? Because I'm slightly.
I think he's saying fickle.
I think he's saying fickle.
Okay,
yeah.
fickle. All right, because there was an extra N. Yeah, it's fickle. Okay. I see what you're saying. Sorry, brother. I didn't mean to make fun of anybody, but I was completely confused there. I had no idea what was going on. Lotson, people defend Hasbro because they do a lot of heat. They do take a lot of heat from the fans, but this kind of incompetent marketing strategy is why. The Legends, holy crap, Lotson, don't hold back or anything, Don't
let it all out, right? Let it all out.
The Legends team makes bad decisions, and far too many of them. Yeah, but what do you know what? You might as well talk about Star Wars at that point too. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Bag of bones, anybody? We know you all want.
Holy crap! Oh my God! Wow, Lotson, what like this? Don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel. My God, that's crazy. Hey, Shartimus Prime's in the house. What's going on, Shartimus? We were just about to, honestly, I'm not even joking. We were just about to talk about this little guy. Shartimus, if you want to jump on, you're more than welcome to join us.
Who better to chime in?
Yeah, if you're interested, I just sent you the link, Shartimus. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Street Humans really quick, because I think we've been beating that dead horse for a little bit, guys. Marvel.
Ant-Man's a little beat. Hasbro honestly probably needs like 3 weeks in the OR recovery from the beating they've taken tonight.
Oh my God, it's pretty freaking crazy, Antonio. So if Wasp was a tier with Giant Man and it didn't fund, fans would have say that why they would put her in with Haslab. There's going to be a lot of pointing fingers, but you know what? I actually still believe 100%. I think the panel here still believes. I have no problem saying straight up, it's going to fund. I'm like, the price is right. The price.
I really hope it does.
Jeff has got his turtle fingers on, man. He's crossing them all. It's hilarious. He's got his toes crossed too. It's just too
Can't you
funny.
see?
Okay, so Lotson. Too many Spider-Man, too many Iron Mans, Black Panthers, Wolverines, not enough characters that have never received a figure. Marvel Universe existed prior to 1992 and is more than just Avengers and X-Men. So explain Batman. All right. Explain Batman. How many Batman do we have right now? Like, it's absolutely just
That's Todd's fault though. Like, he only makes what he likes because he is not beholden to anybody else. So he just makes what he likes.
No worries, Artemis. I know you got kids, and it's really late at night. So, but let's move on a little bit, guys. Let's move on just a little bit. So you know, bringing this up, Street Humans, guys, Street Humans. So, good news. That it's up to 14 days now to go, which is great. Shartimus, I've seen Jeffrey's videos before. Great stuff. Excellent. Definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shartimus.
Appreciate it.
100%. Definitely, you should actually. You know what, Jeff? Just so you know, Chartimus is looking to talk with other toy tubers about Street Humans. So you might want to reach out to Chartimus.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Get some stuff.
Chartimus, hit me up. We have you jump on the clubhouse tomorrow night.
All right. So yeah, definitely. Oz is available, and so is Jeffrey. 100%.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about Street Humans for a little bit before we wind down a little bit. Justin says Street Humans is missing out on something, and I'm not sure what it is. You know what? One of the things that I talked with Shartimus about Street Humans is that they're supposed to be, in a lot of ways, in many ways, many of them can double as background characters, which is actually something that's really important. Oftentimes, you'll have this whole street diorama, and it's just full of main characters. Right. That kind of gets weird. You know what I mean? Like how often does Spider-Man walk down the street with Superman, and you know what I mean? Like that's a lot.
That's Clark Kent.
you know what I'm saying? So right. I totally see where Shartimus was coming with this particular line. Lawson says I link Dan on my posts on Twitter all the time. Well, there you go. Like there you go. It's all good. All about the villains. Just laughing it up. It's great. But you know what? I'm very excited about this line, and Shartimus has put a lot of time and passion to this. Oz, what are your thoughts about the Street Humans? You know, Jeff. You know, whoever wants to chime in on this one first. Do you guys like? Is this the first time you guys are hearing about this, or have you guys actually heard about it?
No. Street Humans has been everywhere, definitely since the Kickstarter has gotten out there. And it's great that, again, somebody from within the community is getting out there, getting these toys up. Somebody who's grown from the community, first off. Shartimus, it's great to actually see you get this out here and really try to start getting some traction behind this here. And like Jay said, one of the most important parts is a lot of us look at figure displays. Action figure photography being a big thing right now. Like Jay said, if you're trying to do a street scene, right? Like, okay, let's put it out here in the vein of, say, NECA Turtles or something, right? They've got this really, really awesome building display that goes up like 3 stories. They're coming out with their sewer display, which I'm not going to talk too much about that, but you can set this on top of it kind of thing. You get like this whole like underground to street to top building, right? They've got those sections inside though, like, inside the building part. Where's the normal people you're just going to sit behind these windows? Where the normal people you put at a street level while all this other stuff's going on, right? That's where Street Humans has like this extra purpose. And you can see like the different monster head sculpts and stuff that he has going on with these also add some variability to it as well. These can be worked into a lot of different displays that way. And what I absolutely love about the design here too is like even just seeing this logo like brings me right back to like Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah,
and that classic like 80s brawler beat 'em up arcade game, which hits me in the feels because those were some of my most favorite games to play. And again, like you see here, multiple looks. These are those like varying bad guys, that you used to beat up as Double Dragon and stuff like that.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
With the bats. In hand.
Yeah, with bats, right? Like just regular street level weapons. It's innovative, it's different, and it's something that I think we've all kind of wanted to have. Generic human being number one, generic human being number two, right? Like movies have extras, or displays.
Yeah, and they have a lot of swappable, the swappable features that we can see here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of options. Jeffrey, what are your thoughts about these guys? Like, again, you were just mentioning that this is definitely not the first time you've seen those, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you even, I do my figure reviews, and I'm trying to kind of figure out what the heck I want to do in the background. So these are ideal because I really have great civilians for Juggernaut to grab while Spider-Man is coming in. So this is exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for, where it's like, oh, great. And then for my wrestling backdrops, I kind of feel weird if I've got Hulk Hogan there and I've got some modern wrestlers sitting there in the front row. I was like, no, this is not right. And so these guys can just flow in the crowd and be innocuous and just sitting up there, and it's like, yeah, they work and they help to flesh out your backdrops for any kind of action figure setting. And then if you want, you can just use the alternate heads and swappable parts and then have them fighting the Fantastic Four. Stretcho, what the heck is this? Ben, let me explain. So I love the idea of having civilians that can do all kinds of things, and they'll work for your Daredevil, your Punisher. Punisher never has the same bad guys because he just takes them out. So these guys would be great to have matching their pistols and getting gunned down and mowed down by Frank Castle, not whoever this guy is they have as the new Punisher.
Yeah, and what we really kind of also take for granted as well is that in terms of video games, like we were just talking about Streets of Rage, right? These guys really do match well with that kind of idea. I literally was just watching my brother play the new Spider-Man 2 game that just came out. And what are you doing half the time in the video game? You're beating up on regular street thugs. That's what you're doing. You're breaking up fights. People are getting mugged or jumped in the street. And you know what? They look exactly like these guys that are here, right? And look at these wonderful street dioramas. That's the other problem with the dioramas that exist. They're mostly streets, right? So it's just these things. You don't want really heavy hitters occupying your entire scene. What you want is guys who can be like just average thugs. I mean, Batman. Who does Batman fight on a regular? He fights thugs, man. He fights guys on the streets.
He fights Catwoman now and all his family, apparently.
It's crazy. Lots and Wallace, every villain needs flunkies, and these Street Humans could easily fill that role. 100%. Absolutely.
Right?
Chris Allen, these really do make great background figures. 100%. Renegade Biker 24, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? These look cooler. Absolutely. Sorry, Raymond Chong. I've been using suited wrestlers. Yes, that happened. That's a good use of them. But Raymond's right. These look absolutely cooler. 100%. I totally agree.
You're talking suited wrestlers, right? Not everybody hanging out on the street is in a suit.
This is true.
Right.
This is true. Maximum Max. I'm visioning these figures to do battle in DC Marvel, DC McFarlane figures. I really like them.
Right.
Yeah, this is again. These are it's really amazing how we don't have regular humans on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, when they were doing the Nicolas Cage and who was that other figure that came with him in the 2-pack from the TV show? Anyway, the people have been using that female figure forever because she's got regular streetwear. Even Nicolas Cage, to a certain degree, is just a dude in a wife beater. You know what I mean? So again, people are looking for these types of characters. It really is something, and it's amazing nobody else has figured this out yet. Lawson Wallace says Street Humans seems like a really great idea. Okay. Oz, your audio. Has Oz's audio
been cutting? Well, it might have been better before I was on my phone, but it shouldn't be cutting out on my mic.
It sounds straight now.
Yeah, it sounds good right now. So
Yeah,
good.
It had gotten a little low, but it's fine now.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Shardamus says, "Oh yeah, by coincidence, some of those SM2 game goons have the same designs as a couple of Street Humans." Oh, this. Yeah, there you go. So it's somewhat by design, but again, it's a happy coincidence, right?
Yeah.
Caramono Lopez, Street Humans are tempting because Shirt is a community member. Well, even if he wasn't, It's to me they're very, very interesting indeed. Shadows Prime saw a black dude with the white tank top and a camo pants in the game. That tripped me out. He had a ski mask on. Yeah, that
There it is.
Spider-Man 2. I swear to God, I was thinking about these as well when I was playing them. Have you guys taken a look at the game, Jeff?
Spider-Man 2?
No, see, there's certain games that I'm determined I'm going to buy when I get a PS5. So that's definitely one. And I'm just clearing out my PS4 games because I still have way too many good ones to play. So it's gonna take a little while, but I definitely have this on my list to get when I get the PS5.
It's a really good game. Just me
Oh,
watching my brother Des play it. It's freaking amazing. Oz, have you seen it?
Yeah. I've been, Connor loves Spider-Man, so naturally I start hearing about the new Spider-Man game coming out, and then they're throwing the black suit in there too, and I'm like, wait, what? My favorite suit's coming out? Ooh. So yeah, I've been paying attention to it. Unfortunately, I just haven't been in the gaming world anymore, so I'm sadly going to miss out on it, but I know Connor's going to get it, and well, he'll be excited to show me everything in high detail for weeks.
Did you see the Hot Toys black suit?
Oh,
It looks nice. It looks looks nice.
There's so many things that I try to resist. Like the Mafex black suit was like killing me. And then Hot Toys is going to go and start teasing me like that. And it's just like, guys, come on now. I mean, unless y'all are going to start paying me, I can't keep up with you.
I know. It's so true. It's so true. Lots, and I hope Shark gives us different physiques for Street Humans. Some short people, some heavy people, etc. We got to get through this campaign first before we can get to the
right. We got to get them over the line, guys. We got to get them over the line.
Guys, definitely support this project. I mean, one thing I really like about this project as well, guys, is that it's got a lot of articulation on the figures themselves. By the way, they were $28 for the figures. If you guys want, obviously you get to choose which version you want. But yeah, don't forget, they're not just humans; they're actually creatures which morph into humans. So you get a whole storyline behind it. It's really compelling. And of course, look at this articulation breakdown. I mean, there's a lot of great things here. For $28, guys, this is and this is a brand new figure set. $28 for this type of articulation, this is actually crazy. And when you really consider the fact that most Marvel Legends figures are getting up there in price. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. We got the ball joint with hinge on the top of the head. We got butterfly joints, shoulder hinge and swivel, bicep swivel, pinless double elbow joints. By the way, guys, if you're seeing the pins here, these are the pinless here, and then you'll see some of them early prototypes with pins. Those are very, very early, so don't take those to heart. They're more like this one here, which is the pinless elbows, which came much later. Diaphragm ball joint, which is a lot of fun. Wrist swivel and hinge, horizontal hinge for weapons hands, abdominal crunch, ball jointed hips, waist swivel and pivoting, thigh swivels, pinless double knee joints, ankle pivot, toe joints. There it is. There's the toe articulation, which is Shartimus is always harping on everybody for that. Horizontal ankle swivel and vertical ankle hinge. Sorry, you guys were saying?
I said Dan would be happy about that too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly, Dan.
Right? Like, the thought out, the planning, the engineering behind this and all like that, like a lot of people will praise AWOC on the amount of articulation that those figures have. And that's really the same kind of articulation you're looking to get here from these, is on that AWOC level. I'm a big fan of Legions, and you know what? They don't give you all of this. You don't get this with even something like Legions. And you're paying more for your Legions too. Mm-hmm. Like, you are paying more than that for basic Legions figures. I can't say this enough. Like, really, guys, this is the kind of stuff, like, especially if you're getting mad at Hasbro. Like, we've seen Hasbro take a huge beating tonight, right? Okay. If you guys are done with Hasbro, reinvest in our community here with a great person like Shartimus, who's done quite a bit for helping build up this community. let's get them backed, guys. Let's do it.
Stephen Boyd says, I'm all in for Street Humans. Yay, thugs.
Right? Look, man, somebody's finally making toys of the guys I used to hang out with in high school. I'm just saying.
Here's a good point, too, actually. Stephen Boyd, these are a good deal. They have premium import level articulation. Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
That is a huge point. I mean, what the average import figure is $60 to $90.
Yeah.
So in some cases, $120 freaking dollars for a single figure.
Right.
What are and the fact is we're happy to pay that. That's what really kind of blows your mind, right? We are actually happy to pay that.
You're totally fine with that.
Who wouldn't want a $28 figure for that with that level of articulation? That's just absolutely nuts. Shartimus, oh yeah, I've added the alien heads with the starter figure. There you go.
There it is, guys.
Here
it is. Come on.
That's huge value. Shartimus, Dan has been super supportive for the Street Humans. That's awesome. Yeah. I remember seeing the interview at New York Comic Con. Literally, they were like, Dan was the first one to jump in, support the Street Humans. I was like, whoa, that's a huge shout out. Like,
come on.
Somebody went out on a limb there. That's a rival toy company literally telling you to go support another toy company. That is just absolutely crazy. Oh wow!
Hey,
that is a good idea.
Here you go.
That is a great idea.
Why not? Right?
Why not? God. That is crazy.
Couple of different head sculpts right there. Bam to bam to bam.
You can get a whole new fan base with that. I mean, seriously, that is scary stuff. Shartimus, pay this man the royalty. This was a good idea.
Get him a nickel.
Get him a nickel. Terrence St. John, I'm in, and I can't wait to see these in hand. That's awesome. Thank you, Terrence. As a matter of fact, why don't we take a really quick look at how it's doing? Because earlier today, Shartimus did a full live stream with his audience, and they were trying to push for a certain number of support, and I think that they got there. Hitting refresh, we are at 433 backers, and I know that Shartimus sometime this afternoon was shooting for 400 plus. So yeah, we're all the way up to 433 backers. They have a 36,391 pledges right now of a $120,000 U.S. fund goal. Guys, we're there. 14 days left to go. This is amazing. It's already close to. I think it's over one third of the way there. So yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun, guys. Definitely, guys, head over to the Kickstarter Street Humans project. Definitely give them some support. $28 for these figures. I think it's great. Shartimus says clown masks were on our radar for Joker goons. You know what? It begins. You get some rabbit masks. You get some crazy, just absolute bonker clowns. Yeah, I think you got a whole another set of even maybe some Juggalo paint. You know what I mean? Like,
ooh, hey, there you go.
That'll be nuts.
Todd may buy a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Even stuff like dead presidents. Do masks like that.
Yeah.
Question for Terrence St. John. Question for Shartimus: is Kickstarter reflecting this
sales?
The sales. Sorry, yeah, that's right. Is Kickstarter reflecting the sales through BBTS and Nerdzoic? That is an interesting question. Shartimus says, shoot, if I can do purge masks, that would be sick. You know what? There's an idea. Like seriously, that is one heck of an idea. I think it really is. And like I said, give Raymond the royalty check right now. That was a crazy idea right there. Absolutely. Hyperdelic, I funded it, Shart. I want to see this happen, bro. Absolutely, my friend. Thank you so much for that. That's really awesome. Lawson, asking people to back it and retweet. Yes, thank you so much, Lawson. Guys, definitely share this on social media. TW, good morning, my friend. Good morning, dude. How you doing tonight? We are still here. Those look sick. Yes, they did. Absolutely. But yeah, yeah, absolutely. Shartimus, there was a question earlier. I think it was Terrence. Is the Kickstarter reflecting the sales through BBTS and Nerdzoic, or is that a completely separate thing? Let us know if you can. Not really sure if that was actually a
Right.
thing. I was actually kind of curious myself, because that would definitely boost the numbers later. All about the villains.
Sorry, Jay.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he says, "I will fund it. I must follow Jay."
What the hell, man? Don't follow me, man. That's a bad idea. All about the villains. Don't do what I do, man. Just so, Shard, tell BBTS to put up higher, to put you up higher on the page than just page 6.
Right?
Yeah, no, this is true. But they did put out a blast a little earlier, so I think everyone who saw it should know exactly what's going on. But you know what? They buy so much product, BBTS. It's absolutely crazy. So. Terrence St. John, really hoping that sales are hitting those avenues. Well, you know what? We will find out eventually, I'm pretty sure. But I think it's possibly something that Shark can't talk about because of legal reasons. So if you don't get an answer tonight, Terrence, I think we'll just leave it alone for now. Because again, some things we just can't talk about here on lives. Collect to disconnect. Yo, super late, man.
Or early.
Oh, actually, there is an answer. Shut up, Brian. Those numbers aren't in yet. We'll get the other retailers in later. There you go.
Nice.
There you go. No, Terrence. I didn't know, but Shartimus did answer it. So,
Yep.
Again, there are certain things he wasn't. I didn't know he was going to answer it or not. I just covered all of us just in case, right? And no, of course, you meant no harm. We get that, brother. We get that. Yes, you are super enthusiastic. We can tell. We can definitely tell. Terrence is definitely a super fan of the Street Humans. Yeah, and there you go. Thanks for the update, 100%. So, guys, definitely support this project. Shartimus is definitely one of us in the community. He's an awesome toy tuber, and you guys should definitely check out this line if you're so inclined. And of course, it's a lot of fun. I really would like to see all the world building that is happening with this, because you know what? Seriously, the animation, and I would love to see more of that. I mean, this looks. I want to learn more about these characters, the world that they come from, because these are aliens who have come down to Earth to save the planet, right? So there's a lot of things to consider here with this line, and I'm super excited to see what the possibilities are for the future. It says Mr. Vice. I thought Oz was the only one sticking around for the short period of time as he had worked. This is true. Oz was like, I'm going to be here for a little bit, and I'm
only going to be here for 5 minutes, right? It's only been like 2 minutes, right?
Oh my God. Chris Allen, love the animation. Absolutely. Guys, once again, definitely check out the Street Humans on Kickstarter. $28 per figure, live on Kickstarter. 14 days to go, so there's lots of time. Actually, there's not a lot of time. I'm going to take that back. Definitely back this sooner or later. Oh wow, it's 31% of its goal. I thought it was like more of a quarter of the way, but that's awesome. This project is 31% as well. Congratulations to the team, and of course, Shartimus for making this happen. This is
there we go.
Amazing. Shredder
updates.
Shredder Ooze has backed us on BBTS. Lotson says, I will back Street Humans trying to decide what to get. Seems like I'm going to be saving $200 on the Giant Man anyway. That's not what Jeffrey wants to hear, man. That's not what Jeffrey wants to hear.
but you got to back both, because who's Giant Man going to pick up if you only back one or the other, right?
Oh my gosh, this is going to be. Hey, you know what? This one, you don't have to put your money. The money will not go out unless it backs anyway. So just do it. Just do it anyway. Terrence St. John, this is a niche that will need filling for toy photography and diorama purposes. If not, it's for its own merit and extra alien heads and the storyline. Thank you so much, Terrence. Right. Yeah, Terrence is definitely excited about this. Maximum Max just pledged for 8 figures. Want to put these guys with my Batman figure case. If you could scale them with a couple of Batman figures, good luck, Shartimus. Thank you, Maximum Max. That is awesome. You are an awesome dude. You are great. Lots has already backed the the Giant Man.
Okay.
So there you go. And Shartimus says thanks to Shredder. Yes, thank you so much. And Shartimus, Maximum Max backed 8 of these ones. You got to give him a heads up. That's amazing. Chris Allen, can't afford the Giant Man or the Mothership campaigns, but I will get the Street Humans. Thank you so much, Chris. Collect to disconnect. At this point, I'm using that $320 for Giant Man or expensive dinner for me and my wife.
She'll understand. Just get figures.
I know, right?
Has she seen the articulation?
What's sleeping in the doghouse anyway?
Sleep in your cat's lair that you purchased too, right?
The Phil attorney just order from BBTS. Thank you guys. It means a lot. Shartimus, shout out to Maximum Max. Thank you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Guys, definitely check out Street Humans. They have 14 days to go. Don't sleep on this. It really is an amazing opportunity. We're gonna get Shartimus back on the channel eventually to wrap all of this up. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna have time, if he does, on Oz's channel and possibly on Jeffrey's channel. Everyone's gonna reach out and try to get Shartimus and get everybody the info on Street Humans. Guys, thanks again. Definitely check out Street Humans. 31% of its goal. This is absolutely awesome. Lotson says, back Giant Man in the first 30 minutes. I want it as much as Jeffrey, I assure you. Just love poking fun. It's how you deal with anxiety following the legend.
It's very stressful sometimes.
We've got to joke about it. We've got to joke.
On the plus side, it's already funded more and got more backers than the Engine of Vengeance.
Ooh,
and that's a shining star of hope right there, right? That at least gives us a glimmer.
Oh my gosh. Terrence St. John, Giant Man will take your place in the marital bed. Oh, that is one lonely.
Too many jokes to really roll off right there.
All right, guys, definitely check out Street Humans. You will not regret it. It's a wonderful line, which is, again, you have 14 days, lots of time, and of course, definitely check them out. These guys are really exciting. I'm excited for this, and definitely going to try and get Shartimus back on for a couple of more interviews to talk a little bit more about Street Humans, because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to tick in.
Yep.
Guys, thank you for joining us tonight. Oz, my friend, what are you up to these days, and how can people reach you?
Shoot, well, like earlier, I was just saying I was hanging out with the guys from Offworlds, and of course, wasn't even planning on being here tonight, but Jay goes live, and it's like, hey, you know what? I haven't sat down with Jay for a minute. We got some things to talk about. We're definitely going to be jumping in on these. So caught me here tonight. Tomorrow, anywhere between 9 p.m. Eastern and 10 p.m. Eastern, be going live on Ostradamus Toys. It'll be one of my usual Clubhouse hangout sessions where we stream for anywhere between, on the small end, my streams go for about 5 hours, and then on the long ends, we get 8.5 hours or whatever it is. So definitely check me out there tomorrow night, and you'll see many other wonderful, amazing toy tubers joining and jumping in as well, just unboxing stuff and having a good time. This upcoming Sunday, I will actually be on Allison Troy's channel. We're going to be coloring some Ghostbusters. And then for next week, the first confirmed show that I'm going to be on next week will be Thursday on Skelevator's channel on our great old show, Toy Frenzy. So definitely check me out. Plus, anywhere else I'm going to pop up on ToyTube in the next 24, 38, 76 hours. We all know I don't sleep, and I just show up anywhere.
Join the club there, Oz. We're all in the same boat together. Jeff, what are you up to, my friend, and how can people check you out and reach you?
Check me out on Lyle's Figure Files. Yeah, so I'll probably be back on Monday as the final countdown plays for the Giant Man Haslab. So I'll pop some sparkling apple cider if it does fun and have the sad hat if it does not. So we'll see. Very anxious about that. On Friday, we're going to do the celebrating Jeff's birthday with the 1027 Pulse reveal. So I'm looking forward to that. And then over the weekend, I'll be talking about whatever Hasbro shows at the London Toy Fair. So looking forward to that.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff. Guys, definitely check out Lyle's Figure Files on YouTube. Definitely check out Osterman's Toys on YouTube. Wonderful toy tubers and content creators. You guys will not regret the content that they deliver. I mean, if you're into deep dives on Marvel figures, DC figures, any sort of like comic book talk, Jeffrey is your man. Oz does not sleep. He basically is the streaming guru. So definitely check him out. Definitely check out Skelevator as well. And of course, their Toy Frenzy episodes with Bobby. You guys will not regret it. It's a lot of fun. Plastic Boy Wonder says, damn, I'm ordering 8, which drops the price all the way to $25 a figure. I'm in for sure. Holy crap. I did not even realize that, guys. There's an idea for you. You definitely want all those background characters. Thank you so much, Plastic Wonder Boy. You're awesome. Lawson, we're going to roll it out here. I'll be on Monday, Jeffrey, to watch with you and for the Pulse reveal if I can. Thank you so much, Lawson. Love the support. Jeff, you're the one. You're the only one in the chat room who doesn't look like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings.
Very dangerous over short distances.
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
I'm a ranger from the north.
He is a ranger from the north. Oh my gosh. Collecting to disconnect. Don't cry, my friend. It's all good. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll fun, Jeff. I have faith. There we go. Yes, indeed. I believe so too. 100%.
So George Michael told me.
I think it's a little higher at 8. 24 a piece should be around the 20 pack, but that's still okay. Which means the more you buy, the less it is. So guys, definitely support the Street Humans on Kickstarter. You guys will not regret it. Terrence St. John, welcome to the fellowship. We're all going to Mount Doom together.
Did we just get rebranded?
I know, right? Exactly. James Moreau, CJ James. This episode of Mega J Retro's Files has been filed. Not quite yet. We're going to get there in a second, guys. But you know what? On that note, Jeffrey, why don't you take us away?
All right. Well, fellas, thank you so much for tuning in. This episode of The Fellowship has officially been filed.
Guys, I hope you're all doing well. Staying safe. Actually, Oz, any last words as we are logging off tonight?
Yeah, guys, look, it's a crappy world we live in right now. There's a lot of bad stuff going on. So appreciate having all of you joining us here tonight to forget about all that madness. Talk about this fun passion that we all share, we all love. And as much as we can be critical about these toy companies, let's just remember that they're also trying to bring joy into this world with the rest of us, and not just for us, but kids of all ages. Kids are still buying toys, people. I know a lot of us don't like to think so, but it's true. And it's our job to share that passion with the younger ones too. So stay positive. Make sure that you're spreading the love with everybody. And just try to forget about all that nonsense for 2 hours? 38 minutes, 30 seconds, counting down.
Still going.
And, so.
Oz just doesn't want this to stop. I should have let him go first and then Jeffrey. But anyway.
Right. Well, I'll be talking here until I go live tomorrow night.
Pretty fun. Terrence, we'll let you have the last word for tonight. But we had toys and we have each other. You got to get older, but you don't have to grow up. That's right. Stay nerdy, everybody. That's another great one. Wonderful lines from a lot of different toy tubers. Great advice, guys. I want to thank my special guest Oz and of course Jeffrey from Lyle's Figure Files. Guys, you are amazing. Thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And again, guys, if you're going through some rough times, because there are a lot of people going through rough times all around the world, don't keep it quiet. Definitely reach out to any of us. We would definitely love to give you guys some support. This community is amazing. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. This edition of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed. Good night, everybody.